All right, all right. Before we start, and I'm gonna play the song. Check your Telegram DM. I got something for you. Right. Let me look for a song. I'm gonna make a new song today. It's called "Grinding." But first, but first we're gonna, listen to some music. Let's go ahead and do that. Da, 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 da. Let's find the one that I kind of liked. Let's just go with this. Here we go. Hope this works. Oh, make it work. Here we go.
Yo, I'm deep in the DX, chasing that glow. Moonback dreams, watch my tokens all grow. Gas feasting, but I'm riding the hype. Almost got me clicking at 3 a.m. Right, mimic coin fever, I'm a DJ supreme. Chilling on X, living life for the meme. Shots a wild ride, green candles, my muse. But a rug's round the corner, and I'm bound to lose. Slipping, hitting hard, yeah, I'm slipping too fast. Rug pulling my soul, but the thrill's gonna last. Devs got no face, and the contract's a lie. Still I dive in head first, cause I'm that kind of guy. I just wanna rock you all night long. Pump it to the moon, and the floors where we're on. Crypto DJ style, yeah, we chase that spark. Plug you in the light, leave me broken the dark. Airdrop alerts, I'm claiming that drip, but the wallet's drained. Yo, I fell for the script. NFTs popping, copper frog for $1,000. Now the floor's at zero, just a JPEG in hand. Discord, a zoo, she'll scream to the top, but the chart's free falling, and my heart's gonna drop. Still, I'm all in. Double down, no regret, cause the DJ's got a DJ, and that's the life that I bet. Slipping, hitting hard, yeah, I'm slipping too fast. Rock in my soul, but the thrill's gonna last. Dev's got no face, and the contract's a lie. Still, I dive in head first, cause I'm that kind of guy. I just wanna rock you all night long. Pump it to the moon, and the floors where we're on. Crypto DJ style, yeah, we chase that spark. Rock you in the light, leave me broke in the dark. Smart contracts a trap, yo, it's stealing my stack. Devs on a yacht and they ain't coming back. X is buzzing, calling fire on the play. But I'm still in love with this DJ ballet. From the bull run highs to the bear market state. Rug pull romance is my favorite thing. One more trade, so I'm quitting the game. But you rug me again and I'm back. I just wanna rug you all night long. Pump it to the moon and the floors where we're on. Crypto DJ style, yeah, we chase that spark. Rug you in the light, leave me broke in the dark. To the DJs out there, we're the lords of the fall. Rock those bumps, yeah, we're living it all. From the scams we trust to the bags we bust. I just wanna rock you cause it's crypto and dust. Let me know if you want to tweak the vibe or add more DJ and flair. Explain rug pull scams, NFT market trends, make it catchier.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's do what's the ticker, and then we'll get started. What's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yo.
Tick, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's the ticker?
Yes. Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
What's the ticker? Where's it at?
What's the ticker? Where's it at?
What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag, send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fact. Got a runner on the map, so line of sniping like a gat. And the Zoe is moving quickly. I'm the squeezing where they at. I'm trying to bring the Mimquins back. 1,000X is gonna land. I got him chilling in the back, and the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
We kind of need a reggae version of this one for the
Yes.
weekends.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
no, stop. Too
we
much
could
ticker.
we could let Crypto Moonlight's a banger. I want to hear that
No,
one.
I'm gonna create a song right here in this space. I'm gonna do it. It's gonna take me a little bit. I'm gonna do it. I was just gonna do the grinding, right?
Yeah.
Grind mode on, grinding, chilling, raiding, uh, saying good morning, right? Your good morning post. It's the most important post that you do of the day.
I
You
haven't
wake
done
up
mine
like,
yet. Yeah.
oh, what is this music
Ooh.
starting out of itself? Hold on.
Dude, I like that.
I'm liking this one. This is a good one. All right, but not now. Stop.
One thing that you can do with the Suno app.
Hold on, no, stop. Hold on. I gotta stop things because things are going out of their own
Mm.
This laptop is doing some crazy things. I need a new one.
It's possessed.
Every time. That's just wild. If the tech is like, yeah, just get rid of it, right? Get a new one. Because I'm not dealing with any of this cleaning stuff. It takes a lot of my time. My time is expensive too. I could be trading.
These are
Could be trading 1,000
first
extra,
world
guys.
first world
Hmm.
problems.
Yeah,
That's
well, yes,
awesome.
very much.
That's so
Very much.
funny. We are
Well,
so
welcome
blessed.
everybody. We're just waiting for a little bit more people to enter the space. It's a weekend edition, so it's gonna be a little bit more subdued than throughout the week. Everybody's touching that grass, right? I was gonna say ass,
That too.
but yeah, only a few of you are so lucky. But yeah, let's have a look at the market there. If you would like to come on stage, right, go ahead and request. You could be a stage where we can talk about everything. It's the weekend, so we kind of have it a little less structured, right? So if you want me to TA a token, want me to look at things, I'm more than willing to do so because it's the weekend, right? So we're just going to take a chill. Look at this market, which is fabulously in the green for the weekend, right? Still waiting for a little bit of retesting. Maybe tomorrow. Um, Kind of looks bullish, but very much overbought on the RSI on that fourth hour. Now we can stay up there for a couple of days. That fourth hour doesn't say that much when it's overbought, at least for the coming time. But that 2 hour is getting there too, so that's there. And so yeah, you guys. Tomorrow maybe some retouching, right? Retesting, retouching, and then Monday or Tuesday maybe some more pumps because that daily needs to be curling up, and then we're in for some fun for the rest of the week. At least a week worth of fun, I would say, looking at that daily. But that weekly does not look that healthy. But we shall see and monitor it, right? Sui's doing well, trading at $3.23. Right, so there's some faith being restored there.
Yes.
Solana trading at 151, XRP 218, not too shabby. But look, these are all support prices, right? So nothing really crazy there. So everything on Solana will go crazy if Solana hits 200. Of course, for Sui, that be the previous all-time high, which it can pump through really, really fast because it's a lower market cap.
Oh,
And
what
then
do you mean?
XRP just moves against the market. Hmm?
What you just said? I'm confused about what you mean. If Solana hits all time high, well, because
No, if
Solana.
Solana hits 200, then things will be crazy over there already, right?
Mm,
And for Sui, that same move will mean that it's over its all-time high again.
mm.
Simply because the chart of Sui can move faster because it's a lower cap.
Yeah, well, it's up. It was up like 8.8% last time I looked at
Yeah,
it. It's
it makes these
starting
moves.
to,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So,
It can make these bad moves.
but I'm not sure if I should unload like if I should sell some of mine now that I'm back at my entry and then wait for another dip. Like, is that a
Shall
wise
I look
move
at
or
the chart? Shall I look at the chart for you? Because this is it. I would do it. And here's my reason why.
you would sell half, wait for a dip and then buy back
No,
in?
no.
Oh.
Because here's what I see. So we flipped bear on the 2 to 4 hour on May 25th, right? And so now it's actually regaining some ground. Now this could be a fake out, could be, but it doesn't look like it. So and here you might have more chance that you're selling half the bag. And so what's the support line then? Well, 319 should be
Mm,
held now
okay.
for us to take that fourth hour back.
Right. Uh,
And that daily looks too juicy. So that's why I'm saying this, right? Look at that daily golden cross on the daily
oh
for
yeah.
Sui.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, right. So
Yeah.
that dip that you saw, I kind of for the moment, not for months, but for the moment, looks like that dip was in.
It's a bear trap.
Also, hmm?
It's a little bear trap, right? it looks like it's gonna go
Well,
down, but it's
yeah.
it's it should rip upward because on the daily
Oh,
the Golden Cross upward.
yes, and on the daily, we are in an uptrend, so a breakout will break to the upside, right?
Hmm.
That's kind of the rule. 80-20, 80% of the time, 80-20 always with that, right?
Yeah, and looking at like the
So,
sentiment
yeah.
and the tech and the new. Well, I know don't buy or sell the news, but it just look at the development, I should say.
Well, yes, and what happened with CEDAS kind of caused that one
mhm.
to retest that 200 EMA, actually falling with a wick through falling, right? So,
Funny how that was
yeah,
timed. It was funny how it was
it
timed. Sue was on his way up, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like, oh, okay, like,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. You see that pattern
weird.
failure is really, really evident in the chart. So I'm thinking it's right now taking back levels that it should have been on, right? It
Hmm.
should have been on $3.43 trading on that as support.
We got pushed
But
back
yeah,
like
you
three
got
weeks.
definitely. But this dip was just a blessing, right? For anybody
True.
who had the balls to
It's a
buy,
it's another chance.
that's fair.
I had a couple limit orders going. Yeah, I had one at like
Yeah,
319 and
same,
then one at like 299, I think,
same.
or three.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at your TG because I sent you a little
Oh,
video for you to post tomorrow. And I
oh,
kind of went when we had the music, I want to rock you, right? So it kind of went with
oh
that
my
music and we were
gosh,
dancing.
dude, I love it. That's so
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
with the music, dude. Oh my god, I
yeah.
just had a moment too. I'm like making some cuz I made that what's the ticker music video when I was first kind of like learning how to use all this software. And so I was watching the
Yeah,
video the other day and I was like, "Man, I could make something that's 1,000 times better. I could 1,000x the original one what's the ticker and make
yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah. Now that we're getting good at making music, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of had this idea when I meet this one. I'm gonna make one with my PFP,
Yeah.
like in the same style as you are there, and maybe you can do like a video clip with "I just want to rug you,"
Yeah. Well,
and then we can dance together, right?
yes, that would be sick. But you know that you can actually adjust the melodies and stuff like that. So with the Suno app
Mhm.
on your phone, you can record like you can
Yeah, I
hum the
see.
song. You can even like sing a song. You can be like la la la
Hmm.
la la, and then you when you
Yeah,
go to the beat that it makes will be like
yeah,
it'll use those notes. And so that's how I did
yeah,
the
yeah.
one with the whistling, the sound. Like I've done a few of the beats, actually like
Yes,
custom
because it
beats.
has that auto pitch on there, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it will even I can't I'm not the best at singing. If
The
you hadn't
other
noticed. But
that one
yeah.
that's that starts off that's like what's the ticker fool did they see me coming through the one that
Yeah,
has that,
the good
yeah,
one.
so
Yeah.
that
Yes.
intro was something that like I whistled out because it's I actually kind of like sampled that from a different song that I really am
Yeah.
fond of, but it sounds different. It's like my own unique twist on it. So but I definitely was influenced in that. But anywho, cool
Anywho,
stuff.
moving on. I do not have a ticker other than,
Ooh,
thousand
well, have
X.
you heard of this 1000X on Sui? 1000X Sui is the ticker,
Thousand
dude.
X Sui is a ticker.
Yeah, I made
We're
them a
back
little.
to
I have the website that I made for them up on the
oh
screen.
fabuloso.
It's just this simple landing
Yeah,
page,
landing
but
page.
at
Sure.
least it gives people. Ooh, I
It's
need to
something.
update the contract address though. I should update the
Yes.
contract address with the official one. That because that's the most important thing about the website is having the official CA,
Absolutely.
so
The
people aren't.
CA on there. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
CA
because
always in the bio of your project because you want to take away uh, most hurdles for people to buy. So if
yeah,
they need to be looking for the correct CA and they got to look everywhere as bears, right?
yeah.
So you want people to be landing on your X, boom, CA in the bio, and of course your website. So if they click on a website, boom, there it is. Also the CA.
I want some
Yeah.
people to come up on stage. If
Yes. Is your tiger
PD
talking to me?
PD no 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 but I actually want to hear you talk more about some some other people's stuff like Coach Sui Arc. I've seen him all over the timeline. This guy's incredibly active, always engaging. But I'm not sure which project or team he may be a part of if he is.
How's the next?
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so I wanted some people to come up and give us a shill if anyone's got.
Yes. So I have some little alpha here because take you were not in the crypto moonlight this morning, and
So,
we had the best time ever. I know Cholana sitting here,
oh,
and I have a message for Cholana, like in a little remind me of that. It's kind of important that I say it's not a biggie, but um, well, let's just do that before I go onto a different chain. So, Mr. Cholana, I know. That we have fun with 1000x, and I know you're holding a big, 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 big bag, big, big bag. Would you be willing to split your bag, please? Because people are afraid of your bag. I know you have half stake, but maybe put it over a few wallets, because then people will be. We know you're a chat, right? For real, you're a legend. Also for the Dojino dogs. But yeah, for people who don't know, they see that bag and are like, is he gonna dunk on my ass? So yeah, kindly maybe do that in three wallets or something like that. That would be very good. Or he's coming on stage.
split it up.
Yeah, yeah, gotta divvy that up.
Yeah, I'm
Mr.
the
Carolina,
yeah. If anyone wants to come up on stage, don't be
Okay,
shy.
go ahead.
he's here.
Oh, yo, what's up, Cho?
I know that people are usually scared of my big bag, but let's not talk about it.
That's neither here nor there.
I'm gonna. I
It's
can
neither
split
here nor there.
it. I can split it. I can split it. I was thinking about it. I can airdrop it somewhere. I was actually thinking to do a giveaway or something like that, but I, yeah,
I'll take it.
Well, I manage now. What you can do is just make a new wallet in your slush. Just do the plus if you have slush wallet, or for Phantom, do it in the plus there too. And ik zie je zo lieverd. Some Dutch, and then just transfer some tokens on to a different wallet. That would be fine, right? Very easily, very
okay.
Mm-hmm.
easy to do.
But
Yes.
we're gonna have to move it back and then kind of like to make it disappear or maybe swap it to, let's say, to use the C
Put it on a
and make
wallet
it
that
pop
you
in a different bag.
put it on a wallet that you don't use often, so it's like out of sight. Like, because that's what I do with things that I want to hold that I don't want to like be seeing those in my portfolio. I'll just put them on a wallet that, um, yeah, it's. I mean, I use that strategy just so that I don't see the money and I don't touch it. Kind of like having like a separate savings account from your checking account.
Yeah, could be that. Well, we'll come to a solution with
Mm-hmm.
that anyway. It's
I have
it will work
50% at stake. It's what is it, like 30 million, and the other 30 million are just there, just to.
Yeah, exactly. So the half of it is staked. I knew that. So and we can all see that. So on the Sui scan too. So, but yeah, I know that when people hold more than 5%, new holders are gonna be like, what's this, right? Yeah. So they're looking at that wallet diversification, if we can call it like that. But anywho, let's move on to the other fun stuff that we did this morning in the Moonlight Crypto. We
Yeah,
all
I
we
saw
all
that.
made our own. We
Some
all made
some
our own
coins.
Doginal token for our Doginal PFP
Yeah.
on Monad Testnet. So we all made our own meme. Cholana is on there, Lamb is on there, and then memes was on there. And I kind of forgot because they were doing the acronyms, asking ChatGPT to make some funny punchline right about
Uh
their
huh.
name.
Yeah.
And so for Lamb, it was like something with making burritos, and for memes it was like mostly masturbating on Saturdays or something like that. And
Nice.
it was just hilarious. We had so much fun. So tomorrow morning we're just gonna
Yeah. I've
have
never
fun with that
thought
again.
I've never thought
Yeah.
of what tick could be because it's just short for ticker. Um, so I don't even know what the acronym for that
You can
one.
ask Chat GPT. I was kind of after memes did it. I was kind of afraid to do it. I was just like, oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna. Chat GPTs that are out there. So I went to ask Grok, and Grok was very, very boomerish with my acronym. So I was just
Yeah,
like, let's just stick with Wild.
ick.
Grok is a boomer. I
Yeah,
tell you that
Grok's
much.
got the ick for sure.
So such a boomer.
It's
You ask
cringy.
it to make like this or this, and it just gives you like a very saltless responses, right? And it's
Yeah.
not good with being
Well,
spontaneous.
there's something to be said though about the supercomputer that XAI just built. Though it's like the most massive supercomputer ever engineered. Have you seen this thing? It's like
No, but
it's astonishing. They wanted to build the most powerful supercomputer, so they built it, and it's like it's crazy big. I was watching something on it the other day, but yeah, they've invested a ton of money into it. So I think that the evolution of XAI, the horizon definitely looks great because what they did release early on, like relative to everyone else, their model was very powerful, like when it first came out compared to everything else at the time. So I think that everything that's going on behind closed doors right now is going to be astonishing. What by this time next year, it's going to be unrecognizable, the AI game.
yeah.
But oh yeah, so your guys' tokens, I'm on Pandaria, and
Yes.
let's see, we got wild. Yeah, there's the wild coin right there. Damn. Ooh,
Yeah.
I should chill this.
Look.
Smash the
Yeah.
raid.
I did. I did already on my timeline. I was like,
Yeah.
you can bag me.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's an incentive for this, for any listeners too. If you share the if you refer people to this, you get 50% of their fees. So referral on this exchange works just like it does with Coinbase, essentially. So you get paid in fees for referring people. So I don't know what that actually equals in terms of like Monad or what, but yeah, I mean, shit, it's incentive to tell people to hop on to Pandaria referral.
Yeah.
You saw that too?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, they got the referral thing. Yeah. So if I go to your coin, I'll pull it up on the screen. So there's the wild coin, and at the top it says
Yeah.
refer others. Oh yeah, you and I were talking about this yesterday. That's right. And then you type
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
code. So I'll type in wild, create code. I wonder if it's gonna let me do that because I would assume that you already made your code. That maybe not. Let's see. Yeah, it let me do it. Okay, so now I go share, and then I'll go to X, and then I'll make a post, and I'll say, check out Wild on Pandaria.
Yeah.
This is going to the moon. Pump your bags with Wild. There we go. See, so that's what I'm good for. I'm here to shill your coin to the people. But yeah, and so what else? You guys launched some coins, and did anyone Lambo?
Lamb? Go to Lambs?
Oh, he got a Lambo. Yeah. Oh, here
What?
I'll go to his coin.
Yeah, go to his coin,
Yeah.
and there you can see where his acronym stands for.
Okay. Lurking around making burritos. That is
Yes.
awesome. That is cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's
That
cool.
is.
And you know what this is it's great. It's just more recognition. People that are on Twitter, anyone that's on Pandaria is
Yes.
on Twitter, and they're gonna see that and they're gonna go, "Damn, the
Yes.
Doginal dogs are taking
Dojo
over this
dogs.
too." Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't see anyone
We're
else on here.
hustling. We're hustling everywhere, my guys.
Yeah,
Dojo dogs everywhere. So I'm just, trying to incentivize more dojo dogs to actually, uh, do the faucet thing with Monad. Get
yeah,
these airdrops there. Monad is gonna be another good blockchain. It's gonna be a big one, right? It has
yes,
all the hallmarks of doing so. So, opportunity is knocking. It's free opportunity. You can actually position yourself to get an airdrop if you're willing to put in some grind on the testnet.
yeah,
But is it really a grind if you're having fun launching your Dogecoin dog token or launching something to get eyes on you, either your Twitter profile, or
mm-hmm,
you have some fun free content for your Twitter too, right? Something to post about every day if you want to. You can even make your own NFT collection on there, right? For next to nothing, and have it launched. This is all free. paper trading on Monad, you can go to Monad XYZ. You need to hold 0.03 Ethereum in thy wallet. Also, three previous Ethereum transactions. So you cannot be scamming and be like, hey, I'd make 100 wallets and start a faucet thing. So no, you got to have this. Nothing happens to your ETH. It's just a requirement, right? So we can just get some quality people, and then you can use that faucet every 6 hours, and you can go have fun, stake it, mint NFTs, trade, launch your own token, right? I even launched two Solidity contracts, EVM contracts on there. I'm now going to try and test a volume bot
Ooh.
that is EVM compatible, and I'm going to try and hook it up to that testnet to see if it can run it. It should. But yeah, that will take a little bit of brain power from my side. I'm going to do that tomorrow
Uh-huh.
when I have some time. I'm also looking maybe even to, start to get a team together again and see what we can do for Monat when it goes main. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, in the background, like scurrying, finding all the best people to do that with. And so, yeah, exciting. But hey, you can do this, right, for free. And even if you would not be eligible for the airdrop, because these things are never guaranteed, you will have the early alpha. The tokens. There are going to be tokens. We mention
Mm-hmm.
them all the time that are going to be important for Monad, that are going to launch with the Monad mainnet, right? Their liquidity layer, their DEX, everything. So this is all already known. These already are having brought in millions for their project to launch on Monad mainnet, and they are going to go main with mainnet. And so you have like early utility over there, right? Front row seats. So just some alpha. I think it is a good opportunity, and it's for free, and it's a lot of
Yes.
fun. We had such a good time this morning in the space. I was laughing. Really, my abs were hurting.
That's awesome.
Like, that was so funny, especially it means it's masturbating and so. And then we played that song Crypto Moonlight, every night, and it was like, yeah, but mostly on Saturdays.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So that's my Monad alpha there, and I think a lot more dogs should be posting or making their meme on that Pandoria
Mm-hmm. Pandaria, yeah.
site. Pandoria, sorry.
Or however you say it,
Yeah,
Pandaria. Oh.
yeah. I don't.
But yeah. But on this one, yeah, the
It's
exchange.
because I'm Dutch, right? I have a different. So yeah, we would say Pandoria.
Mm.
Yeah, if we would have said it in Dutch, if I would, we would have probably said it like that. So, but yeah, that doesn't matter. That's my alpha for Monad again, you guys. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun. We had so much fun. Of course, you can do if you trade your own meme coin, you can do these micro buys and get a lot of transactions, which will make your wallet look really, really good for those airdrops. So, there's the alpha with this.
Mm.
But I see that Thousand X has joined us on stage again. Welcome,
Nice.
Thousand X. Tick, can you do that while I go and fix the song?
Yes, indeed. I went ahead. I got the website
Because
up
you did the
on.
website too. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the website up on the screen. It's a the URL is kind of funky, which I can actually fix this for you right away. But it's sui-fortune-casino.lovable app. And so I'll show you real quick. Here's some more alpha. I'm gonna go to tinyurl.com. And then we're gonna go ahead and enter the long link. So sui-fortune-casino.lovable.app. We're gonna change this into X1000. I wonder if this will work. Shorten URL, accept. Bro, this is gonna be sick if I get this to work. Like first shot. Come on. Thousand X, you up on stage with me?
Hey, buddy, what did you say?
Yo, what up? Nothing, man.
Hey, guys.
I was just updating your URL. Let me see. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I'm listening
1000X.
to you. That's cool. If you're able to edit that's gonna be good too.
There we
Yeah.
go. Cool. I got us. There you go. Got a new URL. It's tinyurl.com/1000xsui. Check that out. Oh, that's sick.
Okay, let's go. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man,
So now we got a new
VP here,
URL.
but after these edits are done, I'm going to yeah, I'll drop on the community that, we have a bit of a website live here,
Yeah,
update
bro.
some links, and yeah, it'll be a nice little catalyst for the weekend. The weekend lulls, they're always a bit of a
Best time to drop something like this, for sure.
yes. Yeah, like I was gonna mention, I know that you told me about this a couple days ago now, but yeah, I was just kind of it's perfect time. You gotta kind of time things the best you can,
Yeah.
and this worked out good to have to have something to be able to drop for the community this weekend moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that would be nice, man. You know what? I have to do something here, and this is a little personal, but I would like to pull Jagar up to the speaker panel here. Hopefully he's probably at work, but I want to start getting him out of his shell a little bit. He's our co-dev for 1000X. Um, and he mentioned to me a couple times, he's like, oh, I really, he's like, I get so nervous about speaking. And I tell him, basically you got to just talk once and you'll talk forever type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you guys don't mind, could you pull him up as a speaker
I
and
tried
just
to.
that
I
way?
already did. I
Okay.
already did. Yes, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. In case he wants to pop in on a mic and spit some 2 cents, because I know none of our community has actually heard from him at all, really. I've kind of been the forefront.
Yeah.
But in fact, I am in tandem and paired up with him on this project. He's been a great help on the back end. So,
Nice. Yeah,
Jagar, if you're listening, brother, pull up.
you guys should definitely put the contract address on the SUIX 1000X Telegram. Or, I'm sorry, not Telegram, dude. The Twitter. So the Twitter page in the bio, it should say CA with the contract address. I highly recommend that.
Gotcha.
And I'm
All right.
gonna go ahead and throw the real contract address on the website so that that's updated as well. It's much more bullish to have
Okay.
all
Thank
this
you.
stuff.
Yeah, that'll help. To have our CA on the website
Yeah.
is gonna legitimize it, and I will put that in our X. That's gonna take away our blue check, so I'll probably do a couple other tweaks to the X at the same time. That way, it's a little bit of an
I'll send
update.
you some. I'll send you right now in the DM something that you can get your check marked back in a couple of hours.
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
So what you need to do, right?
All right, Wild. Yeah, it's not something I'm too worried about, but I just haven't quite made any adjustments for that fact. But man,
No, but you get it back within 2 hours if you follow what's
Mm-hmm.
on there.
I just did it the
okay,
other
cool.
day, or I did it yesterday when I switched to the cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah, you were back in like half an hour.
Yeah, dude. Cool. So
So
I'm updating
Beautiful.
the
just
website right now too.
yeah, there we go. I DM'd you, so you have that info as well. Yeah, all right.
Thanks, Wild.
Yeah, I'll throw an
Not a problem.
image.
Hey, Jagar, come on stage.
Get
Just
up here.
you just have to say hello, and then you can just stage farm and sit on stage. That's perfectly fine with me. But please come up and say hello just once, and then we'll do it tomorrow again, and you're gonna be saying twice.
Hey,
He's
and
it's
Coach,
contagious.
does Coach want to come up on stage too? I had and BK, PD. Let me see. Any of you guys, let me know or send a
Yeah,
request.
Petey's been a great addition to the community as well. He's uh yeah, all the love and support here, guys, is going to start being super contagious. So, and we're already seeing it happen, and it's really good. It's nice to see it kind of come to fruition. The idea of what this could have birthed, and that was just community and safety, and like so yeah, to watch it flourish before our eyes is amazing, and we have some awesome people that aren't afraid to speak up or speak their mind or give ideas or invest in their bags and work for them. So yeah, this is the type of thing with just a handful of people, and especially the gems of people that we have now early that are involved. Um, that's just even better. Normally it just takes a handful of degens, but we have a little more than just your average uh, Trent degen supporting this project already.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, at this rate, I think we're about a week old today, guys. I believe I believe it was this time last week when me and Jagar did decide to launch this together. And in fact, I don't even see him up. It's too bad. He must be trying to figure his ex out or whatever. We will get to hear from him. He's awesome. He's an awesome individual in this. So yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm getting him out of his comfort zone because this is it's nice. It's nice to be able to like attach with people in Web3. And ever since I've introduced him to crypto, kind of, he's become my how the student becomes his teacher type thing. Um, that's kind of what goes on. That's what's going on with him. So it's really nice to see. It's like that's rewarding, you know. I introduced somebody to crypto and they're running with it, you know. So I honestly think you got like we've yet to really see the wave of people hit this market. It's obviously starting to become a big thing. Crypto is becoming more and more relevant and prevalent in our society. Um, but he's just a really good example of somebody that had no idea that now has an idea and is doing like really good things and just like hitting it with stride, man. So yeah, we'll keep working on Jagar, guys. We'll keep prying on him. I think he just sent me a text message on my phone. Let's see. Dude, I heard my name. He's so funny. Well, I'm gonna text him and tell him to get his ass up here, guys, because he is a you know, he's been a lot of help, and I'd love for him to get introduced to the community a little more. But Tick, yeah, thanks, man. If you making those quick adjustments, adding the CA, you adjust our URL. Um,
Yeah, it's all updated. So I threw an image up on there. I threw the contract address, and then I put the link to your guys' Twitter. I wanted to make sure that that's on there too. It should be. I think it's at the bottom. So at the bottom, if you click on Twitter, let me see. Well, anyway, I got the contract address up there, and I got an image on there. So that's the most important part. And then we got the URL updated, so it's a nice, clean URL. So we're styling. Let me see that. If I update this, reload. I want to see the updates. Yeah, dude. Ooh, fire. It looks so sick. Okay, and then if I go down here to Twitter, yeah, the links at the
Yeah, so
bottom are
just
still good, but yeah.
yeah, for everybody here that's listening, right? This space is live streamed on X and on YouTube, so people can look back at it, right? Coming from the future, looking
Look
back
back
at the
at it.
recording on YouTube, and then we'll chop things up for shorts, put them on Instagram, TikTok, and on YouTube as well. So just to let you know that that is what was going on. The link for the live stream is, of course, always pinned up above if you want to watch with, right? And see the visuals that we're talking about. So that brings in a little extra for this space. Let's go.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm stoked that this is all. Yeah, this is starting to move in the right direction. So that's good.
yeah, thanks for your help, Tick. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, brother.
Very cool. I just got wind that Jagar, he's floating down a river right now. He actually managed to put on a live, so he was listening in. He said he has bad service, but so yeah, we'll get to hear from him again. He's enjoying his weekend as
Next
everybody
time.
should be.
Next time. Right. And
Yes,
with that,
next time.
let's do a little bit of song enjoyment that I just created. Wrote down some lyrics, and because I felt inspired. So let's go. I still need to remaster everything and stuff. So don't don't fault me for anything wrong. But let's have a listen and chill
World
on this
premiere.
Saturday.
Wake up in the morning, sun not shine. Where we callin', crib grind on my mind. X platforms buzzing, good vibes we send. Rise up, stack sets, let's do this again. Good morning on X, we tweeting the truth, grinding in where we blockchain, the proof from the wallet to the moon. We holding it strong. What's the road to riches in the crypto song? Check the charts, yeah, the market's alive. BTC pumping, our coins are thriving. FTs flipping, got the air in my back. Smart contracts clicking, no turning back. The fire yields, we're stacking the gains. Hotel to the dip, no stress in my veins. Post on X, GM fam, let's rise. Let's worry as we reach in the skies. Good morning on X, we're tweeting the truth. Grinding in where the blockchain, the proof from the wallet to the moon. We holding it strong. What's the road to riches? Sing the crypto song. Gas fees low, yeah, we're moving with ease. Layer 2 solutions, breezing the seas. Minting new tokens, community tight. Web dreaming, we're working all night. Say GM to the fam, positivity spread. Crypto's the future, fiat's long dead. From Solana to ETH, we building the way. Rasta in the code, Jah guide us today. Yeah. Our vibes run the blockchain secure. Decentralized world, the vision so pure. No bank, no boss, just peer to peer. With the dream, and we're working all life. X keep us linked, the signal so clear. Tweeting GM loud, let the whole world hear. Yo, yeah, yeah. Oh, good morning on X, we tweeting the truth. Grinding in where the blockchain, the proof from the wallet to the moon. We holding it strong. What's the road to riches? Sing the crypto song. So wake up on the grind, don't stop. Web raise the wave, we're reaching the top. Good morning on X, let's keep it real. Crypto's the fire, just love we feel. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, that's it so far. Some more crypto vibey songs.
Very
That's
nice.
good. I love the vibes.
Yeah, right. That's for the weekend. Yeah, it's so fun that I discovered my new hidden talent. And I think it's great. I think these things are so lacking behind, right? To have music. What crypto can do for people in music is incredible if you think about it. These people are being gate kept by big record labels all the time, making no dough for their money, right? Or for their effort. And so they can monetize themselves. There is music NFTs, right? And I still need to get Dill in the space. Dill was very big a
Mm.
couple of years ago with his big hit GM, right? GM, and so still need to get him in the space to explain all that because there's a lot of people who are very creative with making music, right? And just finding it hard to get paid through that. And then they give up on the dream, start to work a 9 to 5 job and be miserable, right? So you can make something of that in crypto, using crypto as well, right? Set yourself free. That's why I think this decentralized self customization is going to be important for a lot of people in the world, and I don't think that a lot of people woken up to that fact yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's just me, right? You can sell your own music and have people mint, right? And uh, I've known guys that asked just for maybe $3, but 1,000 people did that, and then they had $3,000 for one song that they made.
Wow.
That's more than a record label will give you if you can find one, right?
Mm.
And now let's say what happened with Diddy now, right? Now, of course, he went the complete other direction, but he was, just extortion. These guys were just he had all these the copyright of every song of uh, what's his what was that guy's name again? Like back in the day.
Oh, it wasn't Big Sean. It
Yeah, it
was it Big Sean?
yeah. He had all the music in his files, right? So nobody could bring it out, or they had to pay Diddy. Right.
Mm.
Yeah, it was, and he had more of that going on, and a lot of people, a lot of artists were grinding, being on stage, right, in the studios, and they got barely got paid for what they did.
Mm.
Right. There's a lot going on like that in that music industry. If you are ever lucky to be signed up, right? So Yeah, but create your own music and then use crypto to get paid and self monetize that way. I mean, if you have talent, if people like it, people will buy it, right? So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I think, and that there's not a lot of it out there that exists right now. So you could almost be trailblazing with uh with some crypto
Oh
traffic,
yeah, and there was this guy.
or
Hold
even
on,
just
because I got he
being
made
able to
that.
provide music.
Yeah, but also for big communities. So here was this guy that his name is Mick Ruiz, and he made an XRP song, and then for the XRP meme, right? So not for XRP, but for the meme, and it got minted hundreds of times, right? So he actually made out well, but he went to big communities that were really popular, and then he just made a song about a community, right? And then the community could mint it for like a couple of bucks, right? As a basically a tip for him. Let me play it again because I actually like the song a lot. Here we go. Put a little louder. Oh, it wants to work. I just made some extra pay, stacking money to the ceiling, multiply 'cause I need it, this the record where I see it, changing up my energy, no more time for enemies, I just want my money stacked up like a centipede, need a glass of tea, candlestick torpedo, never sip on lean, I just see my green, or up, plata, I just need a casa, hit the Megalodon's phone and we link mañana, pour up, plata. I just need the casa. Hit the Megalodon's phone and we link mañana. I just made some XRP, stacking money to the ceiling, multiply cause I need it, this the record where I see it, wake up, roll my pastel, then I get my workout. Dreaming where the jets go, the city's where I rap now. Feeling like it's techno, the way she splits her legs, wow. Time for me to sweat, yo, I feel it from the sex now. Pour up, plata, I just need a casa. Hit the Megalodon's phone and we live mañana. Pour up, plata, I just need a casa. Hit the Megalodon's phone and we live mañana. I just made some XRP, stacking money to the ceiling, so that's the guy, right? And he did that, and he it was like a $2 or $3 mint, and hundreds of people minted that. So and he was doing that all around. He was in spaces, right? And then he just came up with a song and some lyrics, and then people would go to his page, his web page, where he had all the songs that you could mint, right? And he just built that on his own, and it took him like 2 or 3 months for it really to take off, right? Because he was grinding it out for 2, 3 months with nothing, and then all of a sudden it was like a little bit of a boom. So bless these people for sticking with it, and sometimes you just gotta
Yeah,
get.
it sounds like he can come up with a pretty unique, catchy sound, you know. And
Yeah, yeah.
so, man, it's crazy all the different kinds of hustle that this kind of works up.
Absolutely, right? And sometimes I just you're in crypto, you're 100% winning. I don't even care if your bags are down or up.
Totally.
All right. So you just
I
being
I
exposed
was
to, yeah. Go ahead.
I was making the payouts for the winners of the meme contest that we
Mhm.
held, and it felt good. Like I don't know. I had my wallet or whatever. It had the Sui and the 1000X in the wallet, and it was at, I don't know, it was like $350 before I started sending out these prizes, and by the time I sent my last payment, my wallet had read like, I don't know, $20 or something, and I just was like, it felt good to, because these guys were thankful, you know.
That's sick.
Yeah,
Can you still hear me?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
they were
you just got
thankful,
to
and
be careful because sometimes I just want to give you alpha on this because I had a lot of giveaways for tokens too, right, in spaces and stuff.
yeah, please
Some,
do.
yeah, because sometimes this will happen. Somebody actually won it, right? And you give him the coin or the money or whatever prize, and then there will somebody in the TG going, "Hey, I won, but you never paid me." and they're going to be scammers.
Right.
They're going to be scammers, right? And then before you know it, there are 5 or 6 of them, and they're going to be bearish in the TG constantly, whining. Yeah, but I won. You never paid me, and you were like, no, I paid the winner. No, that was me, but you never paid me, and they're going to try. Right, when you keep, so you did it very well, you kept prices low enough for not for that not to happen, but as soon as you're going $25 and up, this will actually happen. So what I always do in the space, right, we are doing the giveaway, you made the meme, now you got to come to the space and you got to be in the space, and I'm going to send it to you then and there, right?
I love that.
Because then
That's
it's
it. That's
recorded
going to
in the
be the
space, right? And then when some
yes,
asshole comes
yes.
in the TG and says like, "You never paid me," you're like, the winner got paid. You needed to be in space. You weren't there. I have it
Yeah,
recorded,
ban.
right? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. Okay, I love that. That is alpha, and that is how we will hold the announcement of the winners of the next meme
Yes,
contest.
have them engage in the space too. They got to be. I mean, if you are serious about winning, what's it to you to pull up in a space? You don't have to come on stage, but you got to be in. You got to see your screen name and PFP, right? And connect in this way. You gotta
Yep.
represent, right? So that's that's
Yep,
one
that
way to
sounds
get
good.
around it.
That's what
Yeah.
we will do moving forward, more legitimized.
Yeah, because now it's just gonna be hassle because it's a you gotta pay these people, and then there's gonna be days of these people complaining that they were the actual winner, and they will create a profile from the winner. So they will fuck you up. You'll be searching, and before you know, it's going to take hours of your time to research all of that. Who's right? If you made a mistake, so they're gonna screw with your mind like that because they're gonna make like an exact profile like that winner, and that the winner actually made the meme, but they never did. They're just trying to get some money. They hope that you're, because they're gonna hassle you, that you're just gonna be like, well, let me just pay the guy and you get rid of him, right?
Yeah, and actually, a little bit of that did end up happening, but I was able to kind of sort it out, and I can see where that can get messy. So I'm
Yes.
definitely taking your notes here for the next time. I think
Yeah.
that's a great way
Yeah, just have to
because
be
I
in
already
space. It's
did.
pretty safe. Yeah.
Yeah, we already did get a little taste of that happening. So I can see it if
Yeah.
it was on a big scale, it could be a bit of a mess. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, thanks. That's
The
that's
death of
good to go. I'm
the
gonna take
yeah
notes.
the death of Nami did that with like there was like it was a big prize was like $400 or something, or $300, and then the second prize 200 and third prize 100, something like that. That was nuts. There were like 15 people pretending to be the winner, and it just that they were in the TG making everybody
Right,
bearish, right? And you get everybody was like,
right.
"Let's have
And
it."
so basically,
Yeah.
the the first place winner was trying. Someone was trying to impersonate
Yeah.
him. But anyway, the prizes made it to the right
Yeah.
people.
Exactly.
And end of the moral of the story is it felt really good to make other people's days uh, and
Yeah.
send them. Yeah, they were just happy, and so it was really rewarding. Just being able to provide that.
Yes, and this was my whole problem with that James Wynn guy who does that high leverage trading on hyperliquid, and with his trade, he was at some point he was in plus 40 million profit, right? And he waited too long, closed the trade at a 20 million loss. And I'm like, look, you could have made 40 people millionaire in a space.
Wow.
You opening along with, I don't know, was the biggest amount on Bitcoin ever. And if
Wow.
you have fucking money, if you can open along with that type of money, high leveraged, right? So I mean, like crazy on hyperliquid, you can do 500x. You have such tight um, levels that you can get liquidated at. It's unbelievable, right? It's really like degen future trading, and so. But he was 40 million, and plus you could have taken a profit. You could have kept your own money and made 40 people millionaire. You could have opened a space like, I'm going to make 40 people millionaire. Let's go.
Mm.
I'm going to bless 40 people right now. Right? And he could have been a rock star. He could have been a rock star. And instead, you're just, trying to be greedy and then end up losing 20 mils.
Wow.
which to him is nothing. He kind of made his fortune in meme coins too. So hey, how you win and how you lose it, right?
Mm.
Yeah, you're gonna degen like that, and instead of buying meme coins, you're now gonna future trade. Bad idea. If you don't know what you're doing, you lose it all very, very quickly. And it's very addicting to do future trading like that. It's kind of like a casino vibe as well, you know.
Yeah.
So, but he could have been a rock star. He could have had his own money back. So it didn't cost him a dime. Had 40 million plus. Open a fucking space. There would be thousands of people in that space. And he could have made 40 people. I'm going to make 40 people millionaire space. That's crazy. He could have been
Mm.
a rock star, right? He could have been
Wow,
so much
yeah,
engagement for
that would
him,
have been the way.
and it would have costed him nothing because he had his own money back plus 40 mil profit.
Wow.
Something that if ever you see a title in space and it's me, I'm gonna, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah,
We'll be there.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
let's. I feel like I want to stay active in the points of giveaways and just contests and all this stuff, especially when we get to higher market caps. Just
sure,
hold spaces, give out money,
yeah,
generate community. I feel like that's going to be a good narrative behind our project. Just as it is a narrative project, we can just evolve it around prizes, money, all this stuff. That's going to, as it's already creating good buzz, and it's just going to make and it's just going to make our bit of a niche of a meme project on Sui, a place that people want to hang out and be involved in and
yeah,
and
yeah,
be a
yeah.
part of.
It's a
So
great road to head down, and you could think about how to kind of like structure that or different ways to keep it like engaging and entertaining, and also kind of like so that it doesn't impact you, like ways that as much, like ways to kind of keep the overhead lower on it, but still incentivize people to want to participate. That could be an angle that's more sustainable, so that it could be something that isn't just going on for like a month, but that you could do for a year, and it's not gonna leave you buried underwater.
I there was a wallet
right.
that I'm
Oh,
now thinking about. Just before I forget, I need to search the alpha up again. Last time I looked, they didn't have Sui yet, right? They might be right now. And with that wallet, you can make it rain in your TG, and especially if
What?
you have like tons of supply. You can just give out one token at a time, just for the people who are active in the rating.
Mm-hmm.
You can set it like the top 10. You can give away tokens to the top 10 of people who were last or more active over the last 24 hours
Wow.
and reward those.
Like the
And you
top
can just
three,
make it,
you could do
yeah,
that
and you
too.
can give them, yeah, and you can give them that. You can change these settings, and you can give personal people just with their handle. You're gonna make it rain for 10 tokens too, and then do it like that so you can
Mm-hmm.
reward people on the spot, and you can make it rain for everybody so everybody can get one token, right? And they can collect it in that wallet. But I forgot what that wallet that was. That was this. It's a rain function. It's so fun because it keeps the TG active,
Yeah.
right? And that kind of stuff. So maybe it's actually tech that I might want to build myself on Sui. Hey, if they still don't have it, but I forgot that wallet that did that. There is a wallet that does it. It's with the yellow. Um, you can also reward people on X. Do the same thing, but then on X, so you can use it for your social media as well. There was that function as well. Yeah.
cool. Is this like a bot or it's a wallet? You're
No,
saying
it's a
it's a
wallet.
specific
Yeah.
wallet, like
It's
app.
yep,
Okay,
yep. Um,
that's alpha.
yeah. I need to. I need to ask somebody else what that knew that wallet.
Yeah, it's super. That sounds super sick.
Yeah. You can also be under somebody's post on X and just give them some tokens, right? With that
Nice.
too. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, can we pull up Sui Booster real quick? I have a couple
Oh,
questions
sure,
for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I'm just writing it down because if they don't have Sui, I might want to look into building that tech over the summertime for Sui chain. Tokenize that. That would be fun.
Yeah, I still
Would be
need to.
cool. Would be
Because
cool.
I
Yeah,
think
less manual.
Yeah, because I think making it rain, rain is water.
Mm-hmm.
And I can
Yep.
say this because a lot of people don't know how to build this. So it's also it takes a lot to build. Right? Yeah.
And Sui Booster, be sure to shill that new URL for 1000x Sui, tinyurl.com/1000x Sui. I'm gonna type that in real quick just to make sure that it types out just how I said it. So 1000x Sui, bro. I think that we are locked in. Yeah, so that's the URL, tinyurl.com/1000x Sui. So it's an easy one that you can even verbally shill to people. Man, you can make stickers. You could make run this up, dude. Smash the raid.
Ik heb de microfoon open. Dus iedereen hoort je.
Did you have a chance to look at the site, the 1000x Sui site yet? I threw a graphic on there and
I'm
the
looking. I'm looking right now. I just typed it in. As you said it, you said
yeah,
tiny
tinyurl.com
URL.
slash 1000x Sui.
Beautiful.
Yeah, dude. And at the bottom, it's got the contract address where you can copy it. Some more bullish
Oh
things,
yes, looks great.
updates. Telling I could throw on like a link to Phantom and Slush, and kind of do some like onboarding information too, because there might be somebody from the Solana network or something, or actually that's a bad example. Someone that trades Coinbase, and they've heard about 1000x Sui on my YouTube video or something, and they have no idea where to even start with the decentralized stuff. So, that onboarding, I mean, like, I'm huge on that because for me, it was so perplexing in the beginning, like, how the whole wallets and the transferring, receiving, depositing, withdrawing, all of that. And like, for me, I'm very like in tune and like able to pick up on things quick when it comes to technology. And for me, it wasn't, I'm not saying that it was like necessarily difficult for me, but I remember having the thought that like for somebody that's not like very like tech savvy, I'm like, this would be incredibly difficult. And I've seen it is very difficult for people that aren't very like good with tech stuff. I've watched them try to buy crypto or whatever. They're like, I show them Coinbase wallet or whatever, and watching them go step by step on every little thing. It's definitely something that people need to be spoon fed this information, and it's very. And it turns a lot of people off because they want to get some crypto and they go to buy it and then they realize, okay, well, I need to buy this, I need to download this wallet. Oh, and then I need to fund this wallet. Oh, and then I need to confirm that I'm a real person. And then by the time they're at step 3, they're starting to have second thoughts. Like, well, dude,
Yeah,
this
you
is taking.
lost them. Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
lost them. Yeah, how many? You need to have one step between the their goal
Yeah.
and the actual thing, right? So if there's too many steps, people are halfway are going to be like, fuck it, right? They're
Yeah.
losing their FOMO, they're losing their bullishness. It takes a little bit too long. The only thing that I would add on the
Website.
website is that staking mechanism for moonbags, because that is
Ooh,
going to be an extra
bullish.
bullish. Yeah, that is right. I know that we forget about it, but that's kind of like probably possibly why you chose to launch on moonbag to begin with, right? To have a little bit of that
That
reference.
is,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's quite the launch pad. It gives a lot of different things for the team and project to do that is just beneficial to the community.
yes,
Like you said, yes, just the staking alone. It's if even if it's, I mean, my bags that are staked that you can just claim a day, even if you're just putting one sui back into the chart. It's just like it's a buy that you didn't have yesterday, right? So it's
yeah,
really cool. That is why we launched Moonbags. I'm on their butt a little bit. They haven't even like acknowledged that we happen to bond amongst the midst of all the fuckery that that's
Hmm.
going on. I
yeah.
figured we'd get a little more of a shout out on their end,
Right?
but maybe
No,
they're busy.
They're
I don't know. But
jealous.
anyway,
no,
they're jealous. Yeah, we ran through that and like owned it.
no.
But I
They're
was
not
like, yo,
jealous. They don't have time,
They
and
don't.
they should be, right? I mean,
Yeah. Well,
they should
I tried to give them their
just
flowers. Like,
involved.
I was like, yo, we had a seamless bond to turbos. Like,
Yeah,
good on you guys. Like it
yeah,
worked. And but
Mm-hmm.
it's so maybe eventually, we're getting there. But needless to say, Moonbags was a great choice for many reasons. But yeah, great launch pad. It's kind of Raiden X when they get their stuff together and the bugs are worked out. And we're talking years down the road. I think it's going to be a cranking protocol and one of the leaders in SUI. So
yeah. Yeah, that's taken on the website. Mentioning it is an extra bullish thing that is going to be a part of the package, and it is an extra bullish thing. It's not you're not. It is something that just people sometimes need to point it out that that's an option that they can do. As for Moonbags itself, you should definitely be sending them a message every day, just an update on how your project's going, right? So not gonna be like, hey, why you guys show me no love? No, just go like, hey, this is the update for 1000X today, or this week. It is the frequency that you want to do it in, and then you're just gonna give them
I
an
like
update of
that.
what's
Yeah.
going on, right? So you're under their attention, but they should have at least made a post on their X for you guys bonding seamlessly, doing good, right? And they should be knowing their projects that are legit and not just leaving that up to fog in the air.
Right. And it's all good. I haven't harped on them too bad, but I've just kind of shadow clown them a little bit, like, yo, like we're cooking over here. So, but
Yeah,
a lot's going on. I feel a lot of faith for Sui once things kind of the ripple effect kind of settles out
yeah,
and
yeah.
we're moving forward,
You
which we should
remember?
have a good week.
You remember Hop when Hop was doing his launch pad and everybody was so bullish on it, and then so that team actually tried to give some flowers to the projects that decided to go for a Hop fund, right? So Hop aggregator. I don't know if you remember the Hop aggregator.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I remember Hot Bag. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But then they had Hop fund as a pad. And everybody that wanted to launch meme tokens kind of waiting for Hop Fund to be launched, and so they could launch through Hop Fund. Uh, but all that these pools were all screwed up, and so the team really tried there and tried to make amends. But then when things go wrong from the beginning, but they were actually paying a lot more attention to what was launched through their pad. So, but I know that Move Pump does not do any recognition, and it's now a shame to hear that Moonbags is kind of like turned off in that way a little too. They should be happy with real people, right? With people that are putting in the work for a token, and that they should be doing a shout out for that, and or else, right? They got to. I think they got to do that, or else these pads are going to be seen as pumps and dumps launch pads, and it shouldn't be. That's why they don't. Yeah, that's why they're not building it for that, right? So they should be actively involved in raising some of the tokens that are legit, right? Should be raising them a little, helping them at least with a shout out on X. Come on, right?
Yeah, and they were more active before the whole
Yeah, of
thing, right?
course,
So
because they
I'm
want
pretty
to
sure
bring people
they're
in.
being reserved.
Yes. Well, just keep giving them like an update, right?
Yeah, I do. I'm always forwarding buy bots over to their TG and stuff because there's good people that are part of that group. And
Yeah, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
just day by day, if the main focus is to grow in the community. I don't care about 1000xing the market cap as much as I care about 1000xing the community first.
Yeah.
And market cap will follow. So real quick tick. The website's great. Everyone's stoked. I guess if you could include the couple of links for the X and TG down, there's the buttons on the website maybe. Um, I
I
think that
yeah,
one of the
I'll
team members said that maybe it didn't link over to it or something.
yeah, I'll probably have to do it tomorrow because
Okay,
the free generations that for that app that I'm using, it only allows you to do like 3 updates a day because it's just like a free
gotcha.
thing. I'm trying to think if I can like change.
No, that's okay. That's all good. just I guess all I'm saying is like literally we just need those couple of links updated and
Yeah,
it's and then it's totally like
yeah, I'll have to
us.
see if it lets me do another generation today. If it does, I'll try to go
Word.
ahead and
Thanks,
add
brother.
the Telegram and the Twitter. It's the Twitter and the Telegram links that you want to add updated, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, for now. That's it.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
cool. Thanks. I just wanted to put that you probably were already aware, sounds like, but
Right, yeah, they weren't
thank
work.
you, dude.
Yeah. Right now I'm on Moonbags trying to stake, and I'm not sure why it's not
So
letting.
it's oh, did you find the function anyway where you have to
Yeah,
go? I guess it's on the bottom right. Yeah.
yeah, but when I go to
Um,
confirm the transaction, let me see. It said not enough SUI for the network fee. That's I don't understand why it's saying that. I wonder maybe I need to load more. Maybe I need to load some SUI into that wallet. Yeah, cool. I'll figure it out.
yeah, that's yeah, that might be it. But yeah, yeah, cool. Very good, dude. The staking, we're already up to about 42% or something. We've been holding 40% staked, and that's oh yeah, that's great. That's bullish, man. This shows the conviction in the community. So yeah, it's super cool. I'm slowly starting to buy dips and stuff and load bags as well for start adding liquidity here. Anyway, I'm gonna be super. We'll be locking in next week in some ways to and revamping a little bit and just kind of uh, maybe looking into thickening some liquidity and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of adding some pools also um, to some other dexes and what have you. Start trading, but yeah, just keep we're just gonna keep kind of loading and support and chart, and then keep doing what we have to strengthen each floor as we keep going. Just and so me and Jagar are getting together on being able to keep strengthening the liquidity pools as we go higher. Obviously, there's a little bit of a game to it. You don't want to just go adding a tons of liquidity all of a sudden, but little bits by little bits, we'll slowly start being able to hold liquidity pools and other avenues in SUI, and then just keep spreading
Yeah,
that way,
that's
like a
the
little bit
only
of a
thing.
virus.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I find, from launch pads to be not in your favor, and that is that all the liquidity is burned. So here's what normally happens, right? What teams do, what developer does, is as soon as it reaches a higher market cap. And the liquidity unlocks after 3 months, they're going to take out some of that liquidity and open it into a new pool to diversify and then lock everything again. So for another 6 months, and actually for listings they can take out tokens of these of a pool then too, right? For let's say a listing. So if everything is burned, you can't do that, or locked for forever, you can't do that.
Yes,
So
I
a
know.
lot of,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I'm kind of trying to take advantage of these lower market caps in a
yes,
sense, if you will, for those coming days potentially.
yeah,
So that's a good point. It seems God, Wild, you're really knowledgeable. I could probably sit and pick your brain for all day long, and I'm gonna have to do that. I'm already sensing this, so we need to get together because you have a lot of knowledge, good knowledge, and also just relevant resources at hand for us just to elevate.
Okay, so
yeah,
I
of course,
just
if you
did.
need my help at any time, go ahead, Tick.
I just did all those website updates. So I got the Moonbags link, the Twitter and the Telegram, and then I told it to remove the Discord and the Reddit and the YouTube links as we don't have those yet. So it's working on that right now because I had two more credits remaining for today. So I went ahead and yeah,
Thanks,
it
Tick.
looks like we'll have those updates here in a second. Yeah, absolutely. My pleasure.
Cool,
I'm
cool.
stoked
But
that it's
yeah,
coming
so I
along.
really wanted to have it out there because, this is all developer talk. This is all dev talk. This is something. And a lot of people are seeing like, it's 100% burn, bullish, bullish. And it's like, yes, until it's not. Because a creator from a launch pad now needs to take five G's out of its own pocket to or trade on the chart. Hopefully market make the chart a little bit in this way, so it can pay for all this stuff, because that stuff is not like peanuts, right? It's not $100, right? So yeah, for utility tokens, I'm not looking for burnt liquidity at all. I think it's bearish AF, right? I'm looking for liquidity that has a decent lock on it, and so when it unlocks, they can actually take some out for listings. It will not hurt the chart at all. Most people don't even notice this, right? So, but especially because we see here liquidity is 12.7K. It's in SUI versus USDT. So if SUI is five, is gonna do a flip and gonna go like, let's say, $6, that liquidity will be 24K, even if the market cap is not moving, right? So
Mm,
that's going to be a fat liquidity. So if that happens, that would have been an opportunity if it was just, if it could have been access to take some out, and then make another pool on Cetus, make another pool on Blue Move, whatever, right? So um,
gotcha. Yep.
yeah. So, but now this is not accessible, right? So, and for a lot of people think that's, oh my God, what a chat buy, Master Chat. I just, because I was looking at the screen, right? I saw the chart go like massive candle. Um,
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's good. I'm totally in tune. I have a good idea of it all.
yeah, good.
But just executing it will come together. But anyway,
Oh
so I
yeah,
guess I have locked. I guess when I took the dev wallet, I just locked it for a year.
sure.
And so anyway, we're taking different measures to acquire the supply in the sense to be able to, yeah, be able to, because we don't have something that's like unlocking in that sense. We just kind of wanted to just, um, in a
Share.
sense, show some devotion. Well, because, I don't know. I don't really care about the dev wallet. I'm never touching it. Only thing I do is maybe make small buys here and there from it. But anyway, I just want to make that, I just want that to remain wholesome in a sense. So anyway, we're just taking the measures needed to be able to liquidity, to be
Yeah,
able to do
of
things like
course,
that,
of
and not
course.
just be stuck to the one,
Oh. Well,
bonded
maybe
dex. Which
Sui Booster has a market maker bot, right?
yes, I've been running it. Okay, so yeah, I've been running the ranking bot anyway, but I haven't messed around with the other functions yet too much.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to talk to him more. I understand
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
and his bot's good. I just was wondering if he had idea for the most efficient way to run it. That's
yeah.
why I wanted to pull him up to speak a little bit, but he had to go. But I'll pick his brain about it.
Yes, do that, because that's going to be valuable, because in that way you're going to get some supply back through the market making of the bot, and then these swing traders will get less of a chance to do anything, right? Because I saw what happened, right? As soon as they realized that most of the team is sleeping in the TG, you always have quiet hours. That's when these things happen,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So
Yeah,
that's
right.
why a dev never says good night.
I know, never. Do
Never.
you have you noticed I don't do that?
Yeah, you don't do that, right? You suddenly will say one point in the day like, "Oh, hey, good morning, you guys," right? Or just be like, "Hey, guys," right? But at
Yeah,
random. But if don't say good night, because that's when these
I know.
yeah,
That's so funny.
and they're gonna come into the TG and they're gonna ask like weird questions like, "Hey, is there any marketing plan?" Right? So it's a question, but it's kind of bearish, because not many people are active to answer that, and so that question will be in the TG
Right.
for a long time, right? And they know this, right? They
Yeah.
know it's trying to talk price down. It's
Do you
hilarious.
I meant to ask you, do
Mm.
you mind? I don't know if you're much of if I was gonna ask you if you minded, just for the simple fact, if you see something like that in the TG, be able to handle it. If you mind getting mod tags by chance,
Yes, but don't
wild,
tag me
if
as a mod. Then just call me Wild.
just no, okay, I won't.
I just call me Wild. Miss Wild is here with a bad hammer.
No, no, that's cool. I wanted to. It's good.
Yeah,
I wanted to just ask in case
yeah,
somebody basically got I it was the other day they deleted all my pins and
yeah.
I was quite upset
Oh
about it
yeah, you don't
and
want
it's
that
got
to
to
happen.
so basically I had to do an admin wipe on
Yeah.
some people that I just didn't and so that kind of sucked. I'm rebuilding my
Yeah,
the couple of
moderators.
help team members I have helping me at mods, and so
Yeah.
because things like that happen. I mean, and that was not good for the project. Someone deleting all of my pins, like
Yes.
it's bad. So I still have to go
Yes.
through and
And
repin.
that retrace that happened because they were discussing a different token that rugged, and it kind of read like this was a rug.
Gotcha. I was probably not even active, but yeah, it's tough. TGs are tough, but
Yeah.
it's you
Yeah.
got to have it because it builds community,
So
but it comes
nobody
a
get
lot of FUD
everybody gets
potentially.
one warning. You cannot talk about tickers will be removed. You get one warning or else you're just bumped because you can't be talking about
Not
other
here.
tickers in a TG of a ticker.
Yeah.
That's just not it's not
In
good.
your alpha group, if
Yeah.
you become that's there's
Yeah.
places, but yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, no problem. We got a good hand on it. We have a lot of really good people in our group, and everyone's here for the same thing, guys. We're here for the same thing, and that's to fucking send 1000x on Sui,
There you go.
um, and make money, right? And
Absolutely.
so we're all coming together from different parts of the world for one thing, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I don't mind. Give me some mod rights. If I'm in there, right, and I spot it, then I'll take care of it right then and there.
Oh, did you say you don't mind? Okay, thank
Yeah, I
you.
don't mind it. If I'm there, I mean, I'm not going to be in there
Right. It's
all the time. But if I'm there and I spot
This
it,
is
like
light
I
work.
did
It's
this
like only
morning,
if you're passing by and you,
yeah, right. I'm
yes.
just going to be like, what I spotted this morning, I wish that I had
Okay.
rights, right? Because I will remove that stuff without question. Um, can't do that.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can't do that, and it definitely like had these sell-offs. That was because of that. And when I said like, hey, don't do that, don't talk about other tokens because it reads like it's about this token, and then two people commented on it mine, going like, yes, that's what I thought too, right? So
Cool, cool. Just little things we'll get handles on. I already know that you're capable. That's why I would love, it'd be really valuable for you to be able to have those options at your disposal to be able to, if you're there, take care of something that's
yeah, it's because of the
negligent.
time frame tick. Well, maybe if tick, are
Oh,
you
I see.
active in there?
No, no,
Well,
no. I just,
no.
I just, I just joined the TG though for that one. Yeah.
Oh, all right, all right.
And I did do
Uh,
those updates as well. So it's linked to the Moonbags site. All those updates are live as well for you.
Cool. Thanks for adding the Moonbags link. That's cool
Yeah,
because
dude.
they'll be whoever people will be able to see what like is still has to offer there because you can still buy and trade off of Moonbags. You don't have to go to the Turbos decks or anything. So it's still a hub for us,
mhm.
and it's still a place for me to continue with some boost marketing continue to keep 100x 1000x on everybody's eyes. Is on Moonbags.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool.
All right, I think we're back at like a 37K market cap there. Anywho, Sui Booster joined us too, but also Fox from Cine, who possibly has some alpha about that migration to Ethereum chain. So I want to welcome Fox then first. Fox, how are you doing? There we
What's
go.
up, everybody? And welcome to the weekend Saturday out there. I hope you're all well. Let's fucking go.
Yes, it's the weekend. That's what's happening. I kind of feel like I'm doing more weekend vibe because I'm not working on the weekends anymore. I'm starting with this, and at the end of the month I'll be fully full-time Web3. So I'll be doing a lot more trading, especially on the weekends too. So but it kind of feels weird to not be at gym on in the weekends too. So I actually watched for the first time in like must have been like 9 months or so that I actually watched at least half of a movie. This afternoon, I was like, oh, I can watch a little bit of a movie. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah. So, any alpha you want to bring us, Fox, about
Uh,
in AI? Do people still have time? Is the migration closed? What's going to happen? Are people still because Lamb still needed to transfer? People need to get in the TG and do that migration thing. Fill out the form for the Ethereum side. And yeah, any alpha you want to share update on that or something?
yes, I would very, very very much like to share the grace. Of course I would. I'll be very quick.
Here we go, dark Pope style. No, you
Of
don't need to.
course.
You don't. No, you don't need to. Just be Fox. We're getting.
Fine, fine. Take away all of my fun. Anyway, so what's up, everybody? I'm Fox. Yes, Dark Pope of Sin AI. Do lots of things, business development mainly, and we are relaunching our AI onto the Ethereum network because institutional money is selling BTC ETFs and moving a vast majority of that money from the investment firms into Ethereum, whilst people are telling them to buy it all and everything else. So institutional money is moving towards Ethereum, and that is where all of the usual heavy hitters or traders are. The mindset is different to Solana, where you would usually take your money pretty quickly from that, and you wouldn't sleep on it. You just can't. It's a casino. It's a swamp. It's impossible for tech. Our tech developers were amazing, but at the same time, it just is a very harsh environment if you're trying to create something that is long term. And that is what I want to do. The end goal is to be, I'm moving away from the word religion, but like the first registered cryptocurrency religion, but it will be viewed as a cult, of course. But religion is also, or could be, a source of negativity. And this is all about bringing people together and taking away their stress. So I will give you some brief alpha, not too much of the usual spiel or anything. We have a 4.2 billion total supply. We are relaunching. We have 40% of the supply held by the team. The taxes are 1% going to LP, 1% going to ETH rewards, which you can claim for a protocol. That protocol will be ranked based on your holdings. So if you have 0.1 to 2.5%, that's a believer, and then 2.5 to 0.5, 0.5 to 1%, and then above that, you're a whale or a pillar of Sin AI. And the more bags that you hold, the more ETH you can claim from the pools of grace protocol, where you go and wash your sins in them and also get rewarded with ETH, put simply. And the 40% is useful because it allows us to then gather the funding from that reward and then pass it back out to people. Other quick alpha, around 15 of our confirmed calls have agreed to support the launch, including Bucks Firehouse, Caesar's Calls, Safe Haven, XDC, and quite a lot of other groups. So we've got a lot of pushing power at the beginning. And apart from that, we've got some more alpha. So we are an AI confidant encrypted large language model where you don't commit sins. Sorry, this is about relieving your sins, not committing them. Not the right narrative. Please don't get confused. So you say your sins, they get rated, and that's about it. There's a lot more fun things with it, but that will change. We're ever evolving and scaling the AI to be more user friendly and fun. And we also have a trading bot on 9 chains with one blockchain first mover advantage. And we've just started developing a volume bot with a Telegram interface, which is completely decentralized, so you can use it whenever you want, based for all EVM chains. And we're building a lot of tech. And my Web 3.0 development company will be giving 25% of all the money we make back to SynAI to produce more operations, build more technology, buy up the floor to take us to 1 million minimum as the floor, because I will put all my money into it until we get up to 1 million standard minimum. That's a promise. And we've got a few clients that we've had over the last couple of weeks. We're building an extra part of a launchpad for a blockchain. We've had a couple of project developers or networkers that really need quick tech guys, and they've started to hire us. So we're producing revenue that will go back in. So revenue streams are confirmed, technology is confirmed, niche narrative, and the first official religion of cryptocurrency. And hopefully one day you can have that picture of the golden or purple robes on your passport photo. But we're moving to ETH because it's better for long-term sustainability, easier for upscaling and production of technology, and also to find the real cultists of ETH and DeFi and bring them into the golden gilded halls so they can all be showered in grace. That's it in short and long, really. We're launching on Monday or Tuesday. Please contact me through this account if you would like more details, but that's about it. And also, big up to Wilder for always hosting the space every single day and dedicating her most grateful and gracious asset, which is her time here. Thank you. We love you. Speakers, project owners, thanks for building. all the personalities, thanks for being here, thanks for pushing, and all the people down in the bottom listening, thank you so much for turning up, giving us your time, and just being a member of this amazing cutting edge space that we're all in. So big up to yourselves all around the world. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves. Touch grass. Have some nice time, and we love you.
Fox, you always bring such a good show. You really got this down. People from other project take notes. That's this how you show. So yeah, we can. I don't know. You got something on that live stream going on with that tick, so we can just
I
get that
do.
alpha out
I've
there.
got the Sin AI, but yo, the website is like a dinosaur. What I thought you're on Ethereum now, and all the information's all Solana still on here,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Because a lot of things are not that clear yet. That whole migrating process. You can only
Yes.
update that when it's done, right?
Okay, so you
Mhm.
guys, I
Yeah.
thought that the migration already happened. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no.
No,
And
we
so
launch on Monday or Tuesday.
that's gonna be a different CA. So you cannot update anything on that website, or else it's gonna be a whole different can of worms
Okay.
you're ripping open.
Okay, so I
So
misunderstood. So then are my holdings in Sin AI they're fine then? Because I didn't migrate, and
no, you
so
can stay on. You need to migrate.
oh, you
Yes,
do
Tick.
still
You
need to.
need to migrate.
I should have
You
already done
definitely
that.
need to fill out a form. Yes, yes, you should have. Luckily, I haven't closed down the thing yet. So, Tick, please go. I've invited you to my private group anyway. You're in it. It's called the Straight Edge Society. I will send you the migration form in DM now.
Is that
No worries
on?
at all. But
Is that on Telegram?
yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Oh,
the alpha for this is always on Telegram, you
I
guys.
saw it coming up, and it looked like a bunch of steps, and I was just like in the middle.
No, it's you need to fill in, your name, email address, your handle, and then how many tokens you have. Send them in, your Ethereum address, and that's about it, right? So it's
Yeah.
Yes,
not that
sir.
big of a deal. Yeah, done in a jiffy.
That's what I don't get.
Uh,
So you send it from the Solana network to the Ethereum network?
no, you're
If you
sending it
go,
to the Gathering wallet.
Okay.
That is then gonna do things with it and cook it up into Ethereum, and then magically you will get it into your Ethereum address. Yeah.
yes, you fill out the form, you send in the
Hmm.
supply, we then transfer the liquidity that we take
Yes.
out and then launch the contract. And through the information that you input with your Ethereum wallet, we then airdrop you following the launch process. And I have sent you that migration wallet, sorry, that migration form and all the information to your DM, by the way. And
Yes.
yeah, just check your DM, sir.
I'm looking at my
Check the
DMs. I just
answer.
have so much garbage that I can't see anything. Like I can't.
You
So
need
that's
folders.
it's
You
not
need
me.
You need
folders.
to learn to organize it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
just spent an hour going through and deleting 250 people from my DMs, and I'm nowhere near going through many of it. I've still got 1,000 unread DMs. It's mental, but we need to get organized. This
Yeah.
is the way.
Okay.
I've got
Because
22,000 DMs in my archive chats.
Excuse me. What?
what's your username on? It's not Sin AI, is it?
No, no,
No,
no.
it's
It's
in
Fox.
Fox we
In
trust.
Fox.
Okay.
At in Fox we
Let me find
trust.
the DM
Yeah.
in Fox. I'm
I'll
and
send you it. Hold on. Look, I'm gonna
oh, I
send
see
you it.
you. Okay, here we go. And then there's no messages here.
Hold
Here.
on. This is his
This is
handle.
me, Fox.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
I don't
just
have
make
any.
sure that you tick.
Yes.
Go
Did
onto
that?
your DMs. Look for the guy that looks like a dark pope in
Oh,
the
the
thing.
Fox. Okay, yeah, you're.
Yes, the
Okay.
Fox.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Fox. I also send his profile to you in RTG in
Okay.
RDMs.
Okay.
We
It's
got this live troubleshooting on
live
air. Let's
troubleshooting
go.
for Telegram. So yeah, let's well, thank you, Fox, for coming and sharing all that alpha straight
I
up. Right,
appreciate
we're
you.
looking forward to that Ethereum launch then, and then keep building over there. Um, yes, thank you, Fox. For
We
the
love you.
people, oh, go ahead. You wanted to add?
We love you. That's it. Thank you. Bye.
I love you too. How about that? Wild is bullish on everybody. Let's go. So everybody who just joined the space, or if you got pulled up on stage, this space is called What's the Ticker, and we're streaming it live on X and on YouTube. If you give us a good shill, we'll chop it up and put it into shorts for TikTok, for Instagram, and for shorts on YouTube as well. So just realize that when you come on stage, you are going to be put on blast. So give it your best, right? And please tell us ahead what we need to show for your project, so we can have a visual. So please inform Tick, like, hey, everybody, would you be so kind to pull up our website or our X profile or whatever, right? So that's basically how we operate. So I see Sui Booster. I think you kind of want to talk to 1000X Sui. So we're gonna save that for a little bit later. So first of all, I want to talk to Roach because roaches don't die; they multiply. That's what I read. Let's go, Roach. You have your hand up.
Yeah, boy. Oh shit, sorry. I gotta say, thank you very much for that word. I was having a day. I'm in traffic, and you just saying that made my day. I didn't come to fucking show. I came and say hi, hi Tick, hi Wild. I think that's Mr.
Yo,
Crypto on the Sweet Booster account. Um, how y'all doing, man? I'm in traffic, man. I'm bored. And like you said, roaches don't die. But I told the guy, I hope this traffic would die, because if not, I'm gonna die here. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so it's basically crazy. I can't wait to see what 1000X is gonna do. I came here to learn, and I'm still listening. I'm on the space. Yo, Nani, what's up, boy? What's Nani down there?
Well, welcome. You are more than welcome to join us on stage, right? And I just saw that in your profile, so I just yelled it out because sometimes I'll, I'm a perfect pitcher. Like I do pitches for a lot of projects all the time in space and big spaces, small spaces. So it's kind of natural for me just to point something out in your profile and be like, "Yeah, roaches don't die; they multiply. Let's go." Um, so yeah, I see. Yeah, Nani wants to come up. I know, but we have some people here shilling. So if we want to have a conversation, we're gonna do that after, right after. So I see that Dynex wants to come up. Let's get you up too. If you want to shield something, well, you kind of got to drill, right? Hello, Dynex. How are you doing?
I'm doing very great. How are you? Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today.
Yes, you're welcome. Is there anything you wanna shield to us? You want to shield yourself? You can shield yourself. Be like, hey, people, follow me. Look at my profile. This is me. That's what I do in this space,
who is
or
it?
not really.
I'm looking for them. Who was it talking?
Dynex.
Oh, okay, okay. Dynax, what
Yes.
happened to you? Did he die?
No, I don't know. But we got to watch. Then I'm just gonna have. If you're not chilling, I'm gonna have to drop you down, especially because I cannot see what people that I don't know are pinning up and stuff, and things can go wrong in this space very quickly this way. So, let's give the word to Sui Booster now. Sui Booster, hello. Good to see you.
Hey guys, happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a great day so far. I was summoned here, so like a genie, I'm here to grant
Yeah.
your three wishes.
Very nice.
Who said Sui Booster 3 times in a row? It
Hmm.
must have been 1000X.
Yes, you have been summoned. Just to talk to me, Goose. But don't you love that? Like all I had to do was reach out and I get a response. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, quite a
Bullish.
speedy response too, might I add, Booster. Your
Very
work
bullish.
ethic, buddy, is nothing to sneeze at, man. It's very admirable. Anyway,
Hold,
real
hold,
quick,
hold up, 1000X,
yeah.
because for all of this and him coming on stage and possibly just want to talk to you, I just want to have Tick pull up the Sui Booster website or something so we can give him some love
Mm-hmm.
into some
Please.
shorts, right? And he could do like a little bit of a shill, and so we can love in that a little bit in trade for him spending some time here to give some alpha for all the
Most
Yes.
projects
definitely.
on
Yes,
Sui,
there's a
right?
whitelist on the Dewey Booster. Dow holders are whitelisted to mint
Oh,
Kung
Jesus
Fu
Christ. I still need
Kangaroo.
to mint. See, it was on my look. This is BS. Totally, my notes are totally all over the place. I need to mint. Tick, you are
Hmm.
my rock into this. Please send me link for mint later.
Yes.
Link for because I got to have that NFT. more possibly, right, before they mint out. And I'm gonna look if there's any for sale. People are paper handing some of that, right? I'm ready to buy. Thank you, Tick. Thank you. So I can just
Yes.
go ahead and do that straight after this piece. Okay, so
Public.
that's fixed.
So 10 SUI public, 6 SUI whitelisted. Yeah. But are you a Dow holder?
No, I'm not whitelisted,
Ooh.
but that doesn't matter. That
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
You
We
could
go ahead
still
and
mint for 10, yeah.
mm, yeah.
Which is only what,
Let's
$33 right now. $33 today.
Yes, but there's people who've been minting and possibly also having them for sale, and I want to have some money back, So I'm gonna just look for where they are for sale. Maybe see a bullish. I see something bullish. I don't know. I'm gonna look into it later. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and mint some because uh, yeah, these are great. Great NFTs with utility to have, you guys. If you are looking for something with utility and mint, this is going to be your thing. I think it's one of the best ones on Sui. There's a lot with utility on Sui, but this is like clear utility. You don't need to be rocket scientist to understand how this works. So go ahead, Sui booster, and do a little shill for yourself before you engage in conversation. Let's go.
Thank you guys. As you guys know, we do a lot of building. We build a lot of tools here in the SUI ecosystem, and most of those tools do generate revenue. So what we have done is we've created a DAO where the members get to receive 90% of the revenue that comes from the volume bot every week if you hold an NFT in the form of boost tokens. Our token has done really well. We've been staying steady at 200K for almost 2 weeks, even after the CETUS incident. So even though they took our liquidity and sold it on the market, we were able to recoup and bounce back. So our community is very resilient when it comes to the tokenomics of the actual token with liquidity pools, and we just continue to build as many tools as possible. We are working on a couple more things, but as you guys know, building takes time. But when the factory is finally complete, it's gonna be like donuts. We're gonna be selling them out the door, and those profits come back into the DAO holder. So the biggest thing you can grab right now is a DAO NFT, which I think right now the floor is like 26 Sui. So they're below the mint price. You can go to Tradeport. We are verified with them, and you guys can receive rewards every single week from the revenue that comes in. And this week, it seems like the tokens are starting to pick back up because we've seen a lot more movement happening with our volume bots, and we're ready to create another platform that is going to be um, a trending page where, as long as a project is using the bot, they're gonna be on the trending page. And I'm trying to make it where it's just very fancy so that if you want to know what's trending on the Sui ecosystem for memes, you got a big page that just has your project across it. So I'm trying to give back as much uh, uh, value to the people that use our products, and in return they're going to keep using our products, right? We're trying to corner the market as much as possible because there's no such things that are getting built like the things that we're building here. And the people that reap the reward are the DAO members. So the biggest alpha is have something that gives you passive income where you have to only spend one time, and on a weekly basis you see a return. Sometimes it's going to be big, sometimes it's going to be small, but it's going to stay consistent every single week.
I love it. And to add to all the bullishness, just realize this that, of course, on Sui, it's not like on Ethereum, right? A lot of stuff is not available, not built yet, but still very much needed. And so, all the things that Sui Booster here is building is actually much needed in this space, and it is going to be used, right? So, yeah, that's just the extra dimension. A lot of people may not get that alpha, but that's just the truth, right, of things. So, yes, thank you for that show.
Can you
Now,
explain to
thousand.
me? I want to understand. So with the DAO, if you hold the NFT, then so you're saying that there's like a distribution that happens weekly, and if you're holding the NFT, does that get sent directly to your wallet, or do you have to um, basically collect that somehow, withdraw the distribution for if you're holding the DAO NFT for
Sui booster.
a Sui booster.
Yes.
Do we
I
still
use
got
Sui
you?
It's
to your wallet. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if X was gonna chill his bags or if I was gonna chill our bags.
no, you're good. Tick, it does. It gets distributed weekly.
Automatically just by holding the NFT?
Yes,
Yes.
airdropped to your wallet. Yeah. So basically, man, it's a great concept. One-time payment for a lifetime payday. That's how I look at it.
Okay, I'm a
And
holder now. Yeah.
Let's go.
yeah,
So yeah.
That's
So
all it
Take,
took.
take just FOMOs into anything. Wait till the
Yes.
space ends at least. Like, ah, come
Well, I
on.
did it
well,
on.
it's great. I mean,
Yeah.
No, you're
there's
good.
1,111 NFTs, and once they're all gone,
Yeah.
and once this thing's really cranking and paying out,
Yeah.
and a lot of people are using Sui Booster. I mean, me as a developer of 1000X, I use Sui Booster a lot. Like I've already spent probably like 30 Sui on Sui Booster since I've been using it this past couple days. And I'm gonna continue to use it. And once everybody's using it, and when the payouts are really big and people are like, whoa, I got this big payout, there's only 1,111 NFTs in existence. So when they're all minted and when these things are paying and everyone's talking about them, can you imagine the floor price of
Mm-hmm.
NFTs? If anyone wants to sell one, which would be dumb, anybody's selling them, it's just like the floor is going to be so much higher than the current mint price or current floor price. And it's one of these things you got to kind of see through to see the bigger picture, to think that, to understand the value in it. And
Right.
so, yeah, it's pretty exclusive.
Yes, and I think that, like again, to just reiterate that, uh, Sui, when things are moving on Sui, when Sui makes another all-time high, it is gonna go crazy on there again, right? So it's the whole ecosystem, including all the memes, including all the utility, will do a little bit of pumps in the pump of Sui. Not everything, but sentiment changes. Now, of course, that happened. That happening with Cetus. That happened. People are gonna forget about that, and in a week from now, when everything is straightened out with that, everybody just happily pumps on. So congratulations to get that dip. But then I expect Sui to make. When I look at that Sui chart, it has been outperforming Bitcoin all the time, right? So it makes the pumps before Bitcoin pumps. So last September it started to do that. I'm expecting, just based on the what I see in the chart, it looks ahead of the game on Bitcoin again as well. So I'm expecting pumps for Sui in September if I need to time it, right? And it's going to be in price discovery with Bitcoin in quarter four. That is just going to be a thing. And Solana did that last bull run, and so that really takes center stage when it is in price discovery. It is making all-time high after all-time high together with Bitcoin then. And if that is just a magical combination, watch that happen, and then everything in the ecosystem will blow the hell up. Even the tokens that you think were long gone, as long as it has a pulse or something, right? It's good to go. So Sui Booster is going to have a lot of work coming, right? So yeah, if you know Sui and you do your research for that, and you're watching the chart, and you see how it moved before, then for me these things are kind of like no braining, right?
Mm-hmm.
No braining. There's so much volume coming for all these projects on there, including the memes, that anything with a pulse will pump on there. I have no doubts about that. So, especially because a lot of people don't understand how liquidity pools work, and you really got to study liquidity pools. You guys, some guys from OG Peanut had a beautiful space about that. Lots of alpha about how to trade in the liquidity pools, how to set up a single-sided liquidity for selling, right? So to max gain, but also when you see a liquidity pool like we see now on a 1000x chart. So the market cap is 38.9K right now. There's $14,000 dollars worth of liquidity. Now the liquidity pool is in Sui, right? So against Sui. So when Sui does a 3x, that market cap will surpass uh, the liquidity will surpass the market cap. It will actually turn green on the chart. And I saw that happen. You only see that happen with tokens that are being early on a young chain. So because we don't see Ethereum doing a 10x, right? Maybe in 10 years. But Solana is not going to do a 10x anymore, right?
No,
So
Sui's gonna though.
Sui is.
Sui is gonna.
So this is the thing, right? So my deep dive in Sui has been, I've been keeping that tabs on Sui for the last, what is that, year and a half, couple of years, and so this is the alpha here. When I take the dominance, not the market cap, because market cap of last bull run says jack all about what's going on now. Bitcoin is at trillions market cap. That didn't happen last time either. So what I'm calculating for perspective, and is I'm looking at the dominance. So I'm looking at something similar that happened with the same venture capital, was the fastest one on New Kid on the Block, Golden Touch by Circle and everything else, right? So that was Solana last bull run. So if I look at the dominance of Solana that it had last bull run, at its peak it held 1.6% of the market was for Solana. And if I project that onto those numbers and transfer that back to Sui, I'm looking at $40-$50 Sui, right? And
That's
yeah,
yeah. That's so much room for growth, man. That is
yeah.
that is exponential. That will boost all projects, and all these
Oh,
communities that are a part of this. And Sui Boosters is on the cutting edge of
yeah,
developing these tools prior to the wave. So that's
yes.
definitely a gem. These guys,
Okay, so I do have to give a little bit of a disclaimer there because, of course, the history doesn't necessarily repeat itself in the same similar ways. So let's be conservative here and let's call it $25-$30, right? But if it does get to be 1.6% of the market, and Bitcoin goes to let's say 150K, then we are looking at these things, right? So then we are looking at these numbers. And I know in alt season, these altcoins like Sui are going to go absolutely bonkers, right? So uh, especially if Bitcoin can go to 150, that means there's trillions more coming in than it would be if we had alt season right now. And because basically Bitcoin is doing the money grab for us, right? And gonna bless us all. So yeah, we just, but conservatively would be that, and maybe it takes 2 cycles for Sui to get there. Don't know, but there's the first my first leg up for Sui is $7.34. That's the next golden pocket extension for Sui on the short term, right? So the next leg up should be somewhere heading somewhere in that ballpark for Sui, and then maybe consolidate there a little bit, move up again, because it never goes in one straight line. Right? These things takes a little bit of a cycle until all season hits, and then these things can go pretty quickly. So even then, right? Yes, there's going to be a ton of volume coming from a relatively handful of tokens if we compare it to Solana chain, if we compare it to all the stuff that's built already on Ethereum, plus all its meme tokens, right? Or even meme tokens on AVAX, right? Where a utility or something like that. And Sui is still very much having just a handful of everything in comparison. So all that, and we saw that, right? I was in Lofi at like 4 mil market cap, right? Ridiculous. Hippo, right, at 3 mil market cap. You get all these meme coins that did so well. Some you get below 50K, like nano cap, and they all of a sudden start to run too. So yeah, bullish. And then Sui Booster has got his work cut out for him because there's going to be tons more. Um, After these waves, there's ton more people who like to build on Sui, of course. So yeah, bullish.
Very
Bullish on
bullish.
Sui. Yes. Well,
Yes.
I'm not a chain maxi, but definitely you can see this happening for Sui, right? I mean, this is not rocket science. Um, of course, right now it's a young chain, and therefore, because it's a low cap layer one, uh, you might think billions is a lot, but that's nothing for a layer one. And so the whole ecosystem will kind of move with the native token sui, right, with the mother token. And so when people are bearish on sui, they're bearish on the whole ecosystem. It kind of reflects like that. And that's because there's just a handful on there, so it really works together like that, rubs together like that. But in large, that still works on Ethereum too, because the meme coins on Ethereum were really suffering, and some game projects on Ethereum were suffering with it being that low and down. There's nothing happening on that chain then either. But as soon as it gets volume, gets through the trenches are harder in ETH right now than they are on Solana. So that's just when the volume comes in. And so yeah, you guys, every chain of course will get volume, but I think Sui will outperform a little bit more. um, yeah, just based on what I said before, right? And that's
Mm.
not because I'm not bullish on other chains. I do hold stuff on other chains. I don't think you need to be a chain maxi. You need to be opportunity or profit maxi in this case, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every chain will get volume. Everybody will get blessed, but some will do better than others, right? And I'm just trying to figure out what those are and have like a few front row seats, especially because I watched what happened last bull run or last alt season with Solana and how that, I was kind of on the sideline looking at that going like, huh, I was taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
I was taking notes. So, so yeah, just, my speech for Sui done.
Yes, yeah, very bullish. And yeah, we were talking about it yesterday about kind of Sui in comparison to Solana and how all the volume exists on Solana and everything. But um, with Sui having like the utility, the NFTs, and the gaming, which I mean, Solana, the NFTs are starting to explode too, which is
Oh, that
really
will
cool to
happen
see.
too. See, this is not, it's not just one chain gets everything and then the rest nothing. That's not how it works, right?
Mm,
That's not how it works. But we can recognize like two significant things that I'm spotting here. Solana uh, outran everything last time, but BNB chain was happening too, right? Back then, BNB chain was pumping. Everybody was what they're doing on Solana right now. That degening that was going on in B&B. 99% was being a rug there too, right? And we just all DJing over there on B&B chain.
mm,
And if you were there, you'd know, right? And as Solana came along, and that was the new shiny thing. And I think every bull run is going to have its new shiny thing.
mm-hmm,
And especially if you see venture capital standing behind Sui is the same as that give Solana the golden touch. And the magic of Solana was that it was in price discovery with Bitcoin, and all of the other chains were not, because it was outperforming the market by and large.
mm-hmm,
And it could do so because it was at a low cap. I mean, look, Solana went from what to how much, right?
mm-hmm,
So now, of course, it's not exactly the same as Sui because it has some different tokenomics. So Sui won't run to $150, something like that, right?
mm,
uh, just because of supply is just a little bit different in mechanics that way, and also the gas works a little differently than it does on Solana. So there are some differences. So you cannot just um, stick one on another and say like, yeah, this is going to be the price prediction. I try and look at that dominance then and what it held in the market actually, and then project that on. I think that's a clearer way to do it, and then. That came out a little bit more bullish than I was even thinking, right? And
mm,
because I forgot to what how Solana went, bonkers last time, and it outperformed the market too, and it could because of a low market cap, and the same goes for Sui, and it did so in September, grabbing all these eyes, right? And then the meme tokens, so they really took off. Like in October, it was a big wave of everything, and so it was making all time high after all time high. It was pumping like crazy, and then Bitcoin started to make the all-time high too, and they kind of made it like Sui made it first, and then Bitcoin, and that's bullish. That's what Solana did last time. If you
mm,
look at the chart of Sui right now, and you compare that part of the chart, you put it on the daily, and you watch that chart of Solana back when it was in its first year, looks the same. They actually look the same. You can lay those over each other. It's a long time.
At which during October of 23, that run up.
Yeah. Do no, just do the beginning of Suichai.
Uh
So
huh.
the beginning and then the beginning of Solana, and then lay these over each other. Exactly the same moves, almost identical. That's crazy.
Mm.
So yeah, well, you guys, everybody, not financial advice. You still got to do your own research of the reasons why, because I cannot give you conviction, right? You need to convince yourself of something, and the only way to do that is to dive into some things. So I can just tell you like, okay, you can get these numbers from here. You can go to DeFi Llama and look at the outflow of Ethereum, right? Which has been consistently going to number one, Sui, number two, Base, number three and four is Arbitrum and Solana. That should tell you something, right? And you can fact check these numbers. You can go to DeFi Llama and look at that, because the outflow of Ethereum is going to be important for all these layer ones in alt season. And you can go to DeFi Llama and look up lots of stuff that you want to look up on there. And it's a great tool to use. So go to DeFi Llama to check some things there if you want to look at outflow and inflows of things and compare things against each other. And that's going to be part of your research, I guess, right? But now
Mm.
we also have AI, so you can also tell Grok, for instance, like, hey, uh, what's Sui in comparison to AVAX? What's Sui in comparison to Solana? What's different? What's the same, right? So you can clearly use AI now too to ask some things.
That's a
Although
good idea. I'm
sometimes you
gonna
need to
do
fact
that
check.
real quick.
Well, sometimes you need to fact check AI because it's not always on point. Um, Especially if you're gonna ask for in and outflows, it won't give you anything accurate. Sometimes I'm asking, hey, what's the Bitcoin news? And then it says, hey, Bitcoin is trading at 62K, and I was like, I don't know where you got this news from, but that's been a while.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's in the numbers, not accurate. So I would still go to DeFi Llama to check some things there. Especially if you look at in outflow and performance of the token, you can pull up Sui there and just get just about every number you need, every metric you need from there, right?
Mm.
So mind these outflows of Ethereum, and that has been consistently going to Sui, and like I said, base, and then Arbitrum kind of surprisingly being there fighting with Solana over 3 and 4. Right, that's surprising. That was very surprising to me. Sometimes things surprise you when you feel a certain way about something, and it turns out to be in the statistics, in the numbers, it's something else, and you'll be sitting like, oh, okay, I was wrong, right? I'm
Mm.
feeling things wrong. Yeah, that's why I like the numbers, because you cannot just go on a hunch and a feeling, because you might just be in a little bit of a bias tunnel there, right? And
Mm.
sometimes we are, because the algorithms, I should say, on YouTube, X, and just about every social media now is basically going to confirm your bias all the time. So you cannot be, if you're feeling a certain way, right? You might think, oh my God, Ethereum was so bearish. Well, really, right? Turns out a lot of people are still bullish on it, but you're kind of in your bubble. So with your own algorithm, and so you might see a very skewed thing of what actually going on. So that's why I like to go to sometimes to sites like the DeFi Llama and just check the numbers, right? So you actually get a good representation of what the hell is going on, instead of looking at your timeline just getting a feel like it is the case. Because more than not, I turn out to be wrong about these feelings all the time, and that's just, I guess, like I said, because you're a little bit in your own echo chamber there,
Mm.
and so yeah. Yeah, always do your own research, because that will bring your conviction, and that will help you hold through the valleys, right? When we're red, when the market is bearish. And if you don't know what you're holding, but just you're holding it because somebody else told you it was bullish, and it's red, and your bags are down 30%, yeah, you're most likely gonna sell and be like, what am I doing here? I don't,
Mm.
and that's because you don't know what it is, you don't know what you're holding.
Yeah.
Could be the most bullish thing, this on a retracement, right? And yeah, but you never did your research. You just listened to, yeah, buy this, buy that, right? Which
True.
nobody can do, right? Yeah. So yeah. Anything else we have in the menu? Does anybody want to come up and have a chat, have a talk about something in your mind, or Sui Booster? You want to talk some more?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Tick. Let her know how the NFTs work a little bit more. I
Yeah.
gave you guys like a overview over it, but basically, uh, the only thing you need to do is mint your NFT or buy it from the secondary market, leave it in your wallet, and every Thursday night we take a snapshot of who's holding the NFT in their wallet, and Friday mornings at 8 a.m. is when we drop the tokens. So the way it works is when people come in and use our booster, we get the revenue right away. The moment they turn on the bot, we get paid. So every single day, there is SUI that comes into the dev wallet, and with that SUI, we go and buy tokens off the market. So every chance there's an opportunity and it's dipped, we buy the tokens, and on Friday mornings, we collect all of the tokens that we have, and send them out to the token holders, and that's how we are able to do those airdrop on a weekly basis,
Wow.
because every single day somebody's using the bot. So every single day there's buy pressure coming into the chart. So basically you just have to just hold your NFT, and that's it. Let us do all the work.
That's awesome. And then
I like that.
yeah. Yeah. And then it also can whitelist you for other NFT projects as well, is another kind of bullish quality I noticed, or at least for the kangaroo. What is it called? Kung Fu Kangaroo. By holding the DAO booster NFT, you get whitelisted for a discounted mint price. So that's something that's I like that. Very cool.
Yeah, as the DAO grows, we'll try to do more partnerships and more strategic, whitelist events. There's another project called Planks. I don't know if you guys have seen it around, but that project has taken about 3 months to do the NFTs. It's gonna be one of the biggest. It's gonna be bigger than Klanos as far as art goes, and the design that has gone into it, and it's gonna be pretty awesome. And if you guys are DAO holders, you will get to mint it for free.
What are they called?
So there's perks. It's called Planks.
PL.
PLANKZ. Planks.
Oh, okay. And Plank Sui, cool. All
Yeah,
right.
if you check out the art, it's I
Oh, the
I can
plankton. I've
literally,
seen this. Yes.
yeah. So we are whitelisted for that for a free mint. But like I said, that artwork is one of the best I've seen in the Sui ecosystem. Like nobody can come close to it as far as art, art wise goes. I mean, it's really awesome. And there's man, the artist has taken his time to really do a great job. And as you look at the art, you can see that it's not just one-sided NFTs. They're not just facing left or right. There's several sides that it's facing. Some are facing left, some are facing right, some are holding a bat, some are hovering different artifacts on top of its palm. So it's really detailed, and it's going to be pretty awesome. It's basically like 7 NFT collections all compiled into one. And we're going to see if we can get it like the Klano style, where you can get your pack and see what you get.
Wow. Yes, I love this. I'm so glad that you showed us this. This is so cool because I've seen the plankton or the planks NFTs on my timeline, or at least I know I've seen one of them because I actually ran it through ProNut and modified it and turned it into like pencil art or something. It turned out pretty sick. But I love that they also do the videos of demonstrating like the process of the workflow of creating the NFT as well. Very bullish, showing kind of like the process of the creative process designing these. Yeah, man, this is so cool. I love it. Yep, and it's being compared up with like the Doonies and the Ika-chan and the Aeon communities, as well as Sui Vester had showcased for honorary NFTs. I see. Yeah, but if this community is being compared alongside some of the largest in the Sui ecosystem, this is incredibly bullish. So yeah, I'm very excited to learn about this, and the whole Sui booster project is just it's incredible. I really like what you guys are doing. So thank you for coming on and sharing this knowledge with us. This is like very valuable information for anyone that's listening. Look into what they're doing, what these guys are all creating on the Sui network. And Planks Sui is the handle, PLANKZSUI on Twitter. And you can go ahead and look at their collection of NFTs and how they're made. And again, when is this gonna drop?
Uh, Still unsure. I
Mm,
think maybe next
to be
month.
determined.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, because the collection is very, very extensive. Um,
Yeah.
Yes, and we also know as crypto in summertime is boring, so that might be giving, sometimes these NFTs mint better over the summer because people are boring, and then, uh, I catch myself doing a lot more minting than too. It's be like I'm just looking for something to do. You're looking for some. You have more time to look for some bullish stuff. You kind of want to mint something, right? You kind of want to degen around a little bit more around these times, right? When the market is, yeah, because that's going to happen in the summertime, you guys. I just want to prepare everybody for that. There's never been a busy summer in crypto, and but you can if you are active in Web3, you can actually look at and buy some gems right over the summer, and you can mint some bullish collections, and you can build on. You need to be building for yourself too. What your own brand? Do you want to work in Web3? How do you want to realize all of this? Can you update your portfolio better, right? Can you be a better trader if you want, if you're an investor now, but you kind of want to learn how to trade, right? This is all the coming time is absolutely the time to do that, because when that alt season hits, it will go fast and insane pretty quick, and you're gonna lose some control. So even I am used to it, but I'm holding too much in my portfolio, so I need to, and I'm bullish on everything. So that's my problem. So, but I know I cannot manage all that in an alt season, right? And I'm used to trading, but and I look at 300 tokens every day. I do future trading for income, especially in the future. That's going to be a thing in the short term future, even. So I'm having even trouble managing a portfolio. I need to condense a little bit more. So, just be ready for that, because things go very quickly then. And if you are not prepared, you are going to chase green. Now, you're going to make some money, right? But most of the time, you'll get wrecked this way, because these pumps that you'll see, these are the blessings for the people who bought the floor. They're doing 50x, they're doing 100x, and hopefully 1000x right here. But
Mm.
they are doing the biggest x's. If you're going to be chasing green in alt season, you'll be chasing every day, and at one point you won't even notice when the show is over, and you're probably going to be over leveraged in trades, and because the red comes in quickly too. So right, that's just the alpha I just wanted to give to everybody. Use these downtimes, these times that you think, there's not a lot of volume, things are a little bit boring. Use that time, right, to prepare yourself. Or if you want to build your X engagement, your account, right, do that. If you are bullish on doing something in music with crypto, get into that, right? Do your research, get ready for all of that. If you want to work in crypto, want to work in Web3, what are you going to do? What are you going to bring to the table, right? Work on that so that you have these times, and projects take these times too to work on things. And you might not see it a lot. It's a lot happens in the back office with those, but they take the time too, because when the pumps come, they come, right, they're going to be busy as hell too. TG got to be managed now better. Yeah. You got to put your market maker on, put this on, put that on. So your Sui booster, you got to call Sui booster and be like, hey, How do I turn on this hype bot, right?
Summon
Something
the
like,
Sui booster genie.
yeah, yeah. Well, I was just segueing into a little shield there, but yeah, you're gonna be doing all that stuff. So it's no time to build when the green is there. It's time to build. But this goes for you as well as a, for you personally. And that could be looking something like, hey, portfolio, what am I going to do better? Can I manage this in all season? What of the NFT collections that I'm bullish on, right? And get your wallets ready. Make sure you're safe. Get something like gold, not gold. I like things gold.
Mhm.
Cold storage, right? So if you don't have money for a ledger, get like an older phone, wipe it clean, right? Only have your main wallets on there. Use a new wallet for your Degen place and everything, because also when that all season happens, these scammers are like zombies. They're going to come up from the dead, and they're going to be in the whole army, zombie scam army coming alive, and lots of links that you click will wipe you out. It did happen last time, it will happen again. So just be safe, get ready that way, right? So
Mhm.
there's lots of little things that you can do when things are, the charts are down, volume is down, that you can prepare yourself better and position yourself better. And part of that is always to what, stay liquid. You got to have some liquidity for opportunity,
Mhm.
because if you're not, you're going to rotate positions, good positions, for something else. Yes, you are, because you're going to be tempted, because that token you're holding is possibly not moving, and something else is moving, and you're thinking you're going to miss a train. You're going to
Yeah.
be FOMO, and you're going to rotate a whole position out. And if you do
Uh.
that, you know where that meme comes from? He sold Pump It. That's exactly what will happen. That token that you sold will do a 30x.
Uh huh.
And you top blasted the newest trendy one, coming around. That's the
Yeah.
quickest way to get wrecked. So that's why you
Yeah.
stay liquid, because you want to have some money for to possibly top last the trendy token, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
at least you're protecting your portfolio without rotating out of a position
Mhm.
to do that. It's
Yeah.
happened so many times, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I did. I mean, I know this because I made the same mistakes, right?
Yeah, the
So I
psychology
got,
of it makes sense. It's like when you're the user
yeah,
in the moment, you're looking at it, and like for
yeah,
me, I would do the economics, the math in my head, and I'd say, oh, this is like the opportunity cost of my money sitting here. It's actually costing me more because the chart keeps falling. If I actually move the money into a chart that's going up, I'm actually doing myself a favor because now I'm not wasting time with my money
yes.
sitting in a chart that's not doesn't have any momentum. That's what I'd always look at, was the momentum, and I'm like, oh no, there's nothing's happening with this one. I'll move to the trendy one, and
Yeah,
exactly
people are
like,
chasing volume. They're
yes,
chasing volume.
and
That's what you're doing.
if it's trending, it's time to sell. It's like if
Yes. It's
when
never buy
everyone's,
time.
yes. If it's made it to the top 10 on Phantom, it's already too late. It's been running
Yeah,
for a
you're
couple
right.
hours probably, and it's at 3.5 mil, and it's already cooked. Like everyone's already in position to sell. So
Yes, it's already hot by then. So
yeah.
here's the thing. Here's what I did. So I had DCA'd, and at one point I stopped DCAing because I hit my target in Ferocity VRA, and it was last year. It was in 2023 in December. Yes, it must have been in December. Yeah, it was in December. And Bitcoin's pumping. All my portfolio is pumping except for VRA. And I spent a year DCing into that previous, right. So there was some
Mm,
time and thinking going into to that token, and nothing happened there. And I was looking at my TA, was like, there's got to be a breakout. Why is it not breaking out, right? uh, it should have been, it should have done that, and the market is moving. And I was like, look, something else is pumping. I'm just going to add my VRA position to that other token. 48 hours later, VRA broke out. The thing did a 4x,
ooh.
and kind of what my prediction was. And the token that I added that money to was actually on its way down. So I
Mm,
top blasted all of
mm,
it, not even a DCA, but just top blasted all of it. I just got a little bit. You know, I was looking at first. I looked at a VRAs like, why isn't this thing moving? And then the next day I was looking at it's still not moving, right? And then you're gonna look at it some more and more and more, and then you're gonna convince yourself this is the worst decision to DC into
Oh,
this token ever.
yeah.
And then you sell and it pumps. That's just, it was just the last one in the portfolio to pump, right?
Hey, tell me again,
And
how
that's
long
what happened.
did you say you DCA'd for a year?
Yes, into that,
Ooh,
into ferocity. Yeah.
ouch.
Because there was a clear that chart was going to move, right? And I was
Yeah,
just going to buy the floor. So buying the floor will get you the most access all the time.
right, right, right.
And that thing pumped the 4x in like 3 days after I sold.
Yeah, the psychology is wicked because like even me
Yes.
knowing I was top blasting Sui at 350, I was like, "Oh, it's
Yeah.
fine though because it's DCA." But after like a month of doing that, it's like, it starts wearing on you and you're like,
Yeah.
"Damn, I keep
Yeah.
putting it's like I keep
Well,
going negative."
yes.
But looking at it, it's like I got to remind myself what I'm doing this for. It's like, it's like getting sore from the gym. It's
Well,
like
yeah, exactly. You're doing your DCA, but how is your bag looking now? Yeah.
mhm. Mhm, yeah.
So that's why you DCA,
Right.
because now it makes your bag, that the whole DCA strategy made your bag look pretty damn good.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm still like even though because I've bought at the
But
top
that's
and I've
fine. But
bought at the very bottom. So I've
yeah,
got so it's
but
like
that's great,
yeah,
right?
and it's
That's
like
great.
did you hear JD Vance saying I don't know if this is true that if he said this or not, but a bank what is it that crypto is safer than a bank account? There's crypto is safer than banks. I saw some headline. It's like JD Vance says, but like it's funny because that's the whole point of crypto or anyone that's into DeFi is that they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, because I'd rather have my money in crypto than in the bank. And like a DCA is a good strategy to kind of see that
Well, I
in
guess
action.
yeah. Well, they kind of brought that headline a little different to what he said because
Okay.
what he was referring to was self custody. That was the not so much the value, right? Because
Oh, okay.
kind of crypto is a lot more volatile than your money in the bank will ever
Right,
be,
right.
right? Of
Yeah, I
course.
get
Yeah.
that.
But it's the self custody. You are responsible,
Mm-hmm.
right? And you have nobody can when they crack into a bank, they can get a hold of thousands of bank accounts.
Mm-hmm.
When they hack, they have to hack into your wallet to get your crypto. It is not like we're all stuck together and somebody pokes a hole and then we all go, like with a bank.
Right,
And
right.
this is part of that self custody and being in charge of your own investment instead of the bank. But that's also a responsibility that a lot of people are not handling correctly, obviously. So, okay, look, if you're going on the stock market, more likely scenario for you entering the stock market would be with a person that provides you a portfolio, so you don't have to do that yourself. That's not happening in crypto. You got to do that work for yourself. A lot of people are not putting in that work, but it makes sense because what you were just saying with Sui,
Mm-hmm.
yes, when you are buying on that downtrend and it can feel like, yeah, shit, man, I'm just DCing some more. Is this ever going to come alive?
Yeah.
Well, that's where you check your conviction. What is your conviction based on? Should be your research. It should not be on somebody that said, yeah, buy this bullish,
Mm-hmm.
because then you're gonna feel even more bearish, and you don't have anything against the feelings of being bearish, right?
Yes,
Because when I
yes.
feel bearish on something, I go back to my drawing board and was like, okay, what was I buying this for again?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, right. The fastest layer blockchain. Oh yeah, it's faster than this. It's doing this. Team is doing this. The I go to DeFi Llama. I've watched all these outflows of material. Last time there's this has every chance of being good and bullish for the future. So yeah, I'm getting excited again even now, and I'm ready to gonna DCA amount at it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you haven't done that and somebody just told you got to buy this, you're sitting there like it was just right.
Oh yeah.
What does this even
Absolutely.
do, right? Right, yeah.
Exactly.
And you're not going to feel like you want to DCA more because you have no conviction. You bought based upon somebody else's conviction. And so that's not a good place to start. So there's nothing that negates that work of doing a little bit of research. And it doesn't have to be much, you know. And you can, yeah, that's why I'm telling these things. So look, go on DeFi Llama, look for yourself. Like,
Well, I like it. I like you showing me, even though like the overlay with the Solana and the Sui.
yeah,
I never saw the charts on top of each other like that, and that
yeah,
for whatever reason that just it builds my conviction because like looking at that, I'm like, okay, like if
yeah.
this is the pattern, then that's bullish. It's
It looks almost the same, man. I was blown
yeah,
away
it
when I
does.
was
Yeah,
doing
I
it
didn't know that.
because
Like, I knew that they
yeah,
ran close, but when you put the overlay on, because you can go on Trading View, and then you go to the
yes,
little plus thing, and then you just put
yeah,
Solana, and
yeah,
then Solana USD, and then all of a sudden, I'm doing it on the screen right now. Oh shit! Why didn't it work that time? I did it earlier.
yeah. And then you
But anyway.
take especially these beginnings of the charts and put them out. Oh my God, it looks the same, right? So they're doing like a same rally, you know. Yeah, only Sui is way smaller than you can do these same comparisons just on the internet, right? If you don't have Trading View, you can also do these comparisons like overlays of charts and different websites if you look for it. So I kind of did that for fun because of course it's not a guarantee that it will do it, but it was kind of like, hey, that is amazing that it actually looks the same. So yeah, but I'm just trying to give you some tools and some things to maybe look for in blockchains, right? What are we looking at if we're talking about alts, right? If we're talking about rebuilds of Ethereum, if we're talking about things like Sui, Solana, these layer ones, these blockchains. So what are we looking at? Okay, they're first of all, I'm looking at what they do, right? What you do that is so bullish, that would make you relevant in crypto. Yeah. So what did you do? What's the technology? And then I'm looking at the second thing as tokenomics, right? How are they doing that unlocking of tokens? Because they all do that. And how much impact does that even have? And for Sui, it is like next to none. There was one on the 5th of July. Did anybody notice? Um, and then I'm looking for venture capital. Who's behind that? Who's investing, right? Who is that? Who's doing what? How much, right? And then you go into Discord, you try to join some AMAs, get a vibe. What's the vibe here of the team itself, right? What are they doing? What's their gospel? What's their own conviction in working in this and building this? So these things, and then you're gonna just check some numbers. Go to DeFi Llama, check if there's actually interest for the rest of crypto to be inside of that, right? So yeah, there you go. Solana overlay on the Sui chart. Yeah.
Is that one good, or is the weekly a better example, you think?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you need to zoom in because they're not. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Maybe I should do this one instead here. This one.
No, this is kind of okay, right? You can have an even scarier, exactly same looking one, but yeah,
Here, I'll do a weekly one. I'll reply with a weekly. Just the
yeah,
weekly looks cool too. It's but you see that there's much more
yeah.
volume on Solana.
Yes, there's more volume that's taken right now, but that's gonna make a little bit of a change. So what I think for what if you would have been in the Discord and you can if you have like you can put it on double the speed if you listen to a recording, right? And then stop it where you think you hear something bullish that you want to know. But you can go like in half an hour, go through some stuff and get a feel for what that team is doing. And from Sui, you really get their intention is more outbound of crypto. So they're not looking for necessarily for traders, holders. They're looking for builders that can build stuff that is applicable in Web 2. So they are focusing on onboarding institutional money. They're focusing on onboarding that gamer industry. They're focusing. A lot of people are going to use Sui that do not even know they're going to use Sui. That's kind of what they're aiming for. So they're not so much on the in group on crypto, right? So their utility for that blockchain is not so much for the people in crypto as it's going to be for the people outside of crypto. And I think that's where the emphasis need to be for more blockchains to be that, right? To be having that out view instead of that in view. So so you don't have to fight for volume, you're creating your own posse, right? Outside of the crypto space. So you really get that from the team when you listen to these listening to these AMAs, and it would be bullish if you just join one, and if you have a question, just go ahead and ask it, right? Yeah, this is just some things that you do to build your own conviction. And if there's something that you don't like, you got to recognize that too. You don't have to be bullish on everything all the time, right?
Yeah.
So as a bearish argument for SUI would be, yeah, they do have a different coding language. They have SUI move. Now it's much more simplified than Rust on Solana, which is more complex. So it's kind of like a well, you cannot really compare the two, but you're building with, it's very intuitive. You're doing it when you're building coding in blocks, right? So it's a bit like building blocks, like children do, like, right? So SUI move is the language for SUI, but it kind of, they have to really invest in builders. Then they are doing that, but it's that's why things take a lot longer to cook on SUI, because they got to raise a whole new army of builders on there, because you're having to introduce this new language. So so the rest of the market do well. They're all used to building on Ethereum. You cannot use that coding on SUI. So that's, and the same goes for Solana, by the way, right? But that's what kind of made them faster too, doing that parallel scaling, which only they could do. But now we have these EVM compatible ones that are going to do the same. But yeah, so there's that coding issue, and see how they deal with that. And then I have to give Sui a little bit more credit than Solana, because Sui is actually investing in boot camps and courses for builders, inviting builders. They want people to join that, right? They are paying for, you can actually be an ambassador and stuff, and be a part of all that, and get paid to build on Sui even, right? That's the thing. And I miss that. I kind of miss that with Solana, right? And they kind of have not raised a good army using that Rust language, which is a very different language again, right? Very different than Solidity, what everybody was used to. Um, so you got to give them that credit, but still, it's a difference. So still, we got to point it out and see, like, all right, it's kind of a thing, right? So we want to really watch these chains, like, what are they doing to foster that building then?
Mm.
And so I'm keeping an eye with Sui on that, because I want to know, because that's what's gonna do it for them. You can be the fastest one out there, but there's nobody building on your blockchain. You're not
Yeah.
gonna make it out.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean, Ika is a good example of the Ika Chan whole MPC server onto the Sui blockchain. So incorporating AI essentially onto blockchain, and
Yeah.
that integration and how prevalent that is on the timeline. I see it everywhere. Developers are like extremely bullish on this, and what that equates to in the long road, we're going to have like very advanced applications that run smoothly with AI by via MPC servers, which basically works like a memory bank, like a thinking
You take.
brain.
Can you guys
Oh,
still hear me?
yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
can hear
Now you're
you. Am
back.
I cutting out?
You were, for me,
Oh,
you were cut out. I don't know if it's me or you, but
it's. I think
that's
it's
just,
me.
we
I
were
think I
talking
have.
about Ika.
Yeah, just all the development that's going on there is extremely bullish. And what I was saying is that equates to, in the long run, on the consumer side, applications that are going to be very powerful and intelligent, because MPC servers basically work like an agent, like a thinking brain that like talks to itself. It's a server that runs, that allows the AI to kind of like go back and use its memory to further along task. And so I'm just very bullish on the applications that will be developed using that technology
Absolutely.
here in the next couple months. Yeah.
Yeah, and again, to point out, even though that's super bullish and everything, right? We are still not forgetting about Solana, because Solana's solving that issue by not having to have developers at all much. It
Mm,
created Pump Fund. You don't need to build a contract. You can
yeah.
just launch there. And that's what made that so popular. So they found something that negated the whole need for investing in builders to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they get the volume from there, and when they get a lot of volume, that doesn't give any incentive to ever change that either,
Mm.
right? So
Mm-hmm.
they got that going for Solana, got that going. And a lot of people don't realize that these things have a little bit of a history on why these things are there. Why would you build a launch platform that is pre-coded? So nobody's really a developer there. Everybody calls them dev, but you're not. You're just a creator.
Right.
You haven't developed jack, right?
Yeah.
So you just go on there, you press two buttons, and the whole thing is done for you. And a lot of people in crypto know, again, these launch pads are bullish that way because it's a safe launch, fair launch often, right? Etc. Liquidity is being burned. But yeah, that burned liquidity is going to bite you in the ass in the long run, because a lot of people don't know that liquidity might be used for listings. It might be used for sharing a pool on for a different liquidity pool. So you diversify, buffer against risk for the project, right? That all happens with every time a liquidity pool unlocks.
Mm.
you know the, the developer is going to look at, all right, let's add a pool there, take some money out of that pool, and dig it into that pool. So with a pump fund token, what happens is that the developer or the creator, not the developer, it's
Uh-huh.
develop jack, right, that liquidity is being burned, so you cannot access that anymore. So you're going to take 10 g's out of your ass to open a liquidity pool somewhere else. And what creator is going to do that? Yeah, none. And that's why most of these pump fund launch tokens will not survive for the long run, because there's nothing to pay for listings. There's nothing, no supply that can be used for that, right? All the supply probably being added up to KOLs and stuff and being not in the hands of team anymore. So, um, or the creator, right? And the creator has now to pay out of pocket for everything, and everything is expensive in crypto. So even though these pump fund, pump launches, I should these the platforms, because every chain has them now. Even though it's a lot of fun and stuff, it's for longevity. It's kind of like, right?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot needs to happen in a very good way for these things to have like a lot of future. Yeah. So. And
Yeah.
I also think still for the scams that are on there, I mean, 99% of freaking rugs of these new pairs, that's crazy. They should be doing something with that. And like I said, some of them are doing, this upsets me because I've seen it happen, right? Some scammers will launch six of the same ticker with the same freaking socials on there, and it's like, come on, right? Why can't are you able to use the same ticker? Just freeze these stickers. If once you use a ticker, all right, nobody can use it again for a week, at least not the same day. So there you get these lazy scammers that are just on repeat that can now do that. Okay, so we bump those. So we cannot cover the whole scam thing for 100%, but with little tactics like that, we can deter at least 60%, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that volume of these 60% that are basically taking the volume and rugging it out of the system, that can go to the more legit projects then, right? That will favor all the volume lost there will be then favored to other projects that are still going to have scams in those. You can, like I said, can negate that completely, but there's no conversation about that, and it's just frustrating to me,
Yeah.
because something like that would actually, it's just like having you cannot deter 100% from people ever breaking into your house. There's always going to be a weak spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you have nothing, it's going to be really easy for them, right? And where
Yeah.
do freak scammers and ruggers go? To things that are easy. The more easy it is, the more that will be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you just have like a couple of things, like a light that comes on, right, by your door or something like that, right? Something like that is effective. That's why it's used and and advised, right? And have like a second lock on your doors or something like that. That would deter at least 80% of the creeps out there that looking for a fast. They go to the neighbors that don't have it, right?
Right.
So the same could work here. Freeze these tickers. Once a ticker's used, okay, these serial launchers that are constantly recycling same tickers, same socials,
Mm-hmm.
cannot do that anymore, right? Stop that. We're gonna freeze that for at least a week or something.
Yeah.
That ticker cannot
Yeah.
just reuse that shit.
I don't understand why Pump Fund doesn't implement that where it just doesn't allow users. Sorry that ticker has already been used within the last 90 days or whatever it
Yes,
is.
and that could possibly also mean that they cannot use the website anymore, the TG,
Yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
See what I mean?
That pitfall is the
So
worst. The
with
fact
something,
the
yeah.
clones. Yeah,
I
they're
mean, I'm freaking not Einstein. I don't have an IQ above average or anything, right? How come I can come up with something like that, but
mhm,
nobody else is talking about? At least brainstorming together. I got what can we do
right
that
to
can be
solve
easily
this.
coded and managed, right?
Right.
It can be patched. It's an easy fix. It's like hanging up that light that automatically goes on the sensor, right?
Well, their platform is so simple. There's only like four text boxes or something. It's like just make it so that the one
Exactly,
text
right?
box checks validates against a database of
Yes.
tickers.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They can even make it more bullish, like projects that are really serious can actually buy the ticker. It can never be reused
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Even like a
Yeah.
99-cent fee, just that would even
No, I
prevent
would do the
people.
bigger investment because if you're willing to lay down a couple of $100 for it or something, you're serious, right? The scammer won't do that. It's too much money.
Yeah. But I mean, just how they do like the URLs. Like if you want a short URL, you can do like an intro the first year for like 99 cents on a lot of them for like an XYZ or dot site or I have one. What do I have? Dot app. I have dot app and dot site for a couple, but yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
but
I
yeah,
say I can name a few things that could be like that,
for
which would
sure.
be like easy patches, right? But nobody's talking about it. Hey, I wanna somebody just pulled up on stage here, and I kind of saw your profile. You're a Solana lover. I love Solana too. My God, there's no problem with that. Hello, Lone. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, Solana's my favorite. I make a
Yes.
lot of money on Solana.
Good.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, good, good to see you.
Yes. It's the weekend.
Yeah, lovely weekend.
Hmm.
It's finally nice out today for once.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but we kind of had this conversation. I thought you wanted to contribute to that by asking to come on stage.
Um, Ruggers, just can't stop them. It's kind of in their
No,
blood.
you can't. Yes,
It's
but
it's
you
in
can
their blood.
deter them. But you can deter them, right? That's like I said. It's the same example with your house. If you have nothing in place and you leave your door open and you don't even have a lock, yeah, there are going to be a lot more of these easy opportunists coming by, grabbing your TV or whatnot, right?
That's facts.
But if you just have a lock on there, you're going to deter at least 80%. And then if you add a little something simple like a little sensor light, yeah, rockers don't like that either, right? Burglars don't like that. So you
A
just,
nice little front camera, you know.
yeah, well, that's already like three steps ahead. But like I said, there could be some little things that these platforms can do to at least deter. You cannot get rid of scammers 100%.
But that's how they make their money. So you can't really.
That's how they make their money. True, true. So now you're pointing out something that I didn't want to say out loud, right?
Yeah, why would they stop them if they're making money off of it? You know.
Well, I would say that volume could be used for projects who are actually trying to do something,
Yeah, exactly.
because people will still be buying. So that's kind of like, all right, I want to see some numbers from these people. Then, if your argument is that you're going to lose volume because of less scammers, all right, we'll come up with some numbers. Then how does that? Then you got to have some numbers on how much of these scammers are taken away of volume. Then I kind of want to know.
Oh yeah.
But that's just me, right? So usually it is like where you have this volume. Let's say people are trading. There's still going to be new pairs on there. That's a given. There's still going to be rugs on there too, which is going to deter the ones that are the serial launchers, right?
Mhm.
So we're going to deter those. They cannot recycle all of their TG and the website and everything just six times a day. right? That's a lot of them already. So you're taking away those. And then you take that, there will still be new pairs, but that volume that they sucked out of the market this way, that's going to go be dispersed over the rest. So the argument of them not making any money, I want to see Solana make that argument out loud, if they have that argument to begin with, right? Because
Yeah,
that won't hold up at all. It's the same people that say like meme coins are sucking away volume from utility. No, they
yeah, that's
do.
not
They
true.
do in some part, but that's not completely true. A lot of people would never have bought uh, crypto if they wouldn't have got Pepe token or Trump token, or because these big meme tokens, they did a lot of boarding of normies that would never ever bought Bitcoin
Yeah,
or
especially Trump
Ethereum.
coin.
Yeah, exactly. So that is also a little bit of a non-argument. So, but you kind of want to have numbers to back that up. And when Solana is saying, "Well, we're making money," well, that volume would still be going to new pairs, and
Hmm.
these will still will be there. It's just that these market caps of those are going to be a little raised, a little higher because they get more volume.
But you also need those new projects for the big X's, right?
Sure, I'm not against a launch pad at all. I just they make it too easy. They can patch this with a few little things and not have serial ruggers there, because that is to the detriment of everybody here in crypto. Because even though some people might make money, the most of these people will not make money. That's the numbers, right?
Hmm.
And that's not good for crypto as a whole. So I'm an advocate for Solana. It is gonna have to do something about this.
It's not as big as you think, to be honest, because smart people don't get into rugs. Well, like the real traders, they don't get into rugs.
They are the real traders, but how many people are real traders and how many people are just looking to see? I have, you might think it's not, but it's actually a large portion of the people that are going to try and do this quote unquote trading thing that you might be good at, but 99% of the people are not good at. Even just in the utility tokens, 95% of the people are not selling.
Hmm. There's nothing such as a good trader. Uh, Traders are always shit. You never know if the chart is gonna go up or down. So
Well, I do because I future trade and I do that for a living. So, but then it takes some technical analysis, and you cannot do that on pump fund tokens. That's just a casino, more of a casino play. But
yeah,
you
future
do,
trading is different, but I'm talking
yeah,
about like meme coins in general. You try to get into a coin,
yeah.
you
That's
don't, you
not
never
really
know if it's gonna
trading.
go up or down. You know,
Yeah, you just got to get lucky. But you do have some indicators that you, because you did it lots, that you're looking for, right? And that other
100%.
people might completely be unaware of.
Yes, but you
Yes.
can tell when it's a rug.
Hmm? And sometimes you make money off the rug, right? You do a couple of X's, and then the thing rugs, and you're just like, oh well, I made it. But the
Yeah,
thing with the
quick in
rug,
and out.
yes, but the thing with the rug is most of the people are not going to make it, and then that volume of the market is gone,
Hmm.
and that is going to be problematic in the end. So I'm wondering how long this can keep going, right? And it just needs new souls to be fed upon.
Correct. Yeah,
So
Solana is a casino. That's for sure.
yes, that's the thing. Right. And okay, there's a market for meme coin trading. Absolutely, right? For real. I hold Solana just based upon that because I know people are greedy fuckers, right? And I know they will rotate good positions to ape life savings into something else that they think is going to be the new shiny thing, and then rugs after 12 hours or
Mhm.
2 hours. So, but I know people agree. I'm greedy too. That's why I know, right?
Yep.
You gotta control your greed, right? Not everything will 100x. And
Yeah, 100%. I quit trading just for that reason. You know, I never trade now on Solana because you're guaranteed to lose at one point. Even if you're not guaranteed to lose,
yes,
you're only going for what, a couple X's, and
yes,
then your the risk versus reward is not really ratioing right. So
no,
then you're just putting yourself at a risk for losing money, thinking you're gonna make a lot of money, and then you get
absolutely,
shit
my
on.
guy. Yes. It's a constant pipe dream that feeds that, right? And but the odds are so stacked against you that even buying a lottery ticket would give you better odds at some point.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's kind of right.
That's what
So
I'd be saying.
yeah, well, there are better ways, but look, it's still a market. Casino is still a thing too in real life, right? People go there too, and I sometimes go there too if I want to have a good time. But I'm really minding that I am there for a good time, and it's going to cost me good time money that I would have spent anywhere else on a night out as well. I'm not going to go ape life savings thinking this is going to pay my mortgage. So that's kind of a difference of perspective. So if you do that, just have that difference of perspective, and have the money be gone. Think of it if the money is gone already, right? As soon as you do that, because that's how bad the odds are.
Hmm.
But it's still volume is volume. It's just that this volume is getting sucked away by all these rugs, and they can do so continuously without anything in place. Like the door is unlocked, right? To
Hmm.
do so. So
Yep.
it's like a house that has no locks, windows are open,
Yeah.
and your MacBook is in there, and your right, your shit, and somebody comes by and be like, all right, even if you're not a rugger, you would be tempted to go in there and be like, oh, just guys asking for
Yeah,
it.
it breeds toxicity for sure. And it's bad. It's just bad for crypto in general because we need less of that type of sentiment that, it's all rugs, because it's not all rugs. There are some tokens that are definitely have
Yes,
some like
exactly. Yeah.
utility and yeah, but
Well, like I said, hats off for those that trying to do that on Solana because, like I said, it sometimes leaves people with a bad taste in their mouth. And even though there's some good projects on there,
mhm,
even good AI projects on there, right? Yeah, yeah. Good luck with that building then, because
yeah,
it's going to be hard for people who
yes.
got burned to go back to that chain or um, yeah, buy
Yeah,
that
people
token.
swear off from it. They're like, I'm never touching Solana again. Kind of like people that get wrecked at the casino. They're like, oh, I'm never gonna play blackjack again or whatever. It's kind of the same sort of principle applies here because it
Yeah,
is
next thing you know, they're at the table betting their life savings again.
Yes, exactly, because
that's
it's their belief.
and
Yeah,
we've covered that in spaces that it kind of has
yeah,
to do with the type of person, the psychology of what attracts me to seek that 1000x so bad. Like, what is it about me that I'm craving that like sense of like rush and adrenaline coursing through me?
yeah.
That euphoria. It has to do with
Well, I
something
know what it
that's
is.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what it is. You're running from poverty. That's what you're doing.
yeah,
If you're always thinking you're lacking, you're gonna think in extreme. So the more in depth you are, the more millions you think you would need. Basically, that's the psychology. And I'm a
mm,
psychologist. So if you are secure, your bills are paid, you're not wishing for millions per se, right? You're not
mm,
even, that's not in your mind so much. You would be happy if you, like, people just are freaking partying when it comes like 2%.
mm,
And then they make a couple of $100 profit. But a lot of people are in crypto come for that volatility, but they don't realize there's this downside volatility as well. So they want the axis up, but don't realize that because it can do the axis up, it can also do the axis down.
mm,
And that's why most people just do well with a DCA strategy into like a top 50. Take that top 50, take 3 to 5 projects in there, and always stack some Bitcoin. Always stack some Bitcoin, and just diversify your portfolio there. And most people are better off doing that when it comes to gains, because then in a cycle you can actually do 40, 50x that portfolio over that 3, 4 year cycle.
mm, yeah,
And if my little kid can do it, anyone can do it.
exactly, yeah,
Just a blind DCA. Do not look at the chart, just buy when it's time for you to buy.
yep,
And, if you're buying weekly, buying daily, buying bi-weekly, can do something like that. Because here's the psychology of that, right? Or here's why DCA works. If you're looking at a chart, you see that the chart most of the time is on the floor. So your time in the market is more important than time in the market here. The longer you DCA, the more of that floor you will buy, because the token spends more time on the floor than it does in the pumps. Pumps are shorter. That's why it works. Yeah. So.
Cool. I do have to wrap it up though.
I do have to go
Cool.
too because guess what? It's bedtime for a while.
Yes.
I know it's Saturday, but I got to be up at 5 a.m. do my workout on a Sunday because that's rules. That's gonna happen. Um, yeah. Let's play this song. But thank you, Lone, for stopping by. Give
Absolutely.
your perspective on things. We always enjoy people pulling up
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you.
that way. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. It's the outro.
What's the ticker? Where's it at?
Where's it at?
What is the ticker? Where's it at? I got crypto in the bag, send the CA in the chat. Gonna ape another fat. Got a runner on the map, Solana sniping like a gat. And the Zoe is moving quickly. I'm squeezing where they at. I'm trying to bring the Mimquins back. 1,000x is gonna land. I got he chilling in the back, and the gas fees are gonna slap. Where's the ticker? Where's it at?
Yes. Thank you, everybody, again for joining. We'll be here tomorrow, same time, same space, right?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you again. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Take some last words.
Thank you again, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay bullish.
Yeah. Stay bullish.
Yeah.